It is that time-honored holiday tradition again around the Thanksgiving time. Before you go into a comatose, WWE brings you once again, this time from Vancouver, British Columbia, Survivor Series War Games! And it is time once again to go into battle. Welcome to the discussion. Let's freaking go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a super pack size edition of City Predicting. You know what this is? I am the simple man, Noah Foster, with an entire conglomeration of the City Predicting community. We, of course, have the MVPs, the Dominguez. We have Walter Cruz, Regular Wrestling JJ Williams, Stat Boy Mike, and making a long overdue return to City Predicting. A man that's been working on a documentary nonstop. Respect. The He Man himself. James Hebert. Good to see everybody. And again, folks, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend. And also, I encourage you right now, please say, yeah, to no DQ. Go check out the Raw Life recap if it's still going on, courtesy of Boss Man Aaron Riff. There will be a predictions form, of course, in each comment section once this stream concludes, because, of course, I continue to hold prediction leagues. And this Saturday marks the end of the first of 5 prediction leagues for the year 2024. And all I gotta say is good luck to me and Sun Gojiku for Team NoDQ. Why I gotta be finding the NoDQ Super Saiyan. Damn it. And to everybody here that's been involved, thank you for participating. I hope to see you once again in 2025. And again, folks, if you have predictions, let them be known as we talk about the matches. But if you want to predict the conversation, PayPal, my friends, or Super Chat, as simple as that. Now that I got all the formalities out of the way and introduced tonight's event, let's go around real quick and get everybody's thoughts and excitement. We'll start at the bottom here with Statboy Mike. Of course, you can follow him and Dory Lou in Statboy Sports Bar. They've been doing great coverage, of course, with my friends up above for boxing as well. Statboy, good to see you. How you feel about Survivor Series War Games?
Bring on the War Games! The time-honored tradition which has evolved all these years. I mean, this match is amazing. Pound each other for 20 minutes and then go for the pinfall. What a concept. Turkey on Thursday, War Games on Saturday. It works out beautifully.
Yes.
Fair enough, simply put. All right. Well, let's go ahead and go right to I'm going to do the Brady Bunch thing because I'm in the middle of the madness as usual. Arlene, good to see you once again. How you feel about Survivor Series War Games?
I am actually very intrigued. I'll get to why I say that later on, but yeah, I'm curious on. I have my way of how I'm gonna end this pay-per-view, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna go that route. But I think that my way is kind of like a cliffhanger, probably, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
There you go.
That's subtle. And of course, the Virginia will, of course, speak their case, especially on the main event, because I think the main event is going to be a lot of cause and effect towards what we are going to do in 2025. Yay. And speaking of which, please always, folks, show your gratitude, show your kindness, show your respect to this man up above me here, the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. JJ, I hope you and your family have a glorious Thanksgiving holiday. How do you feel about Survivor Series War Games?
I feel a little bit better today than I did when we discussed it last night on the No DQ stream. You know, after seeing what played out tonight on Raw, after seeing the 2 matches added, it's definitely got me a little bit more intrigued because I feel that the 2 mid-card championship matches that were added, which we'll get to momentarily, are definitely a crapshoot. Like, they're not as easy to predict as I feel that the rest of the card was.
And that's what I would expect from Survivor Series when it comes to the traditional foundation of the 5-on-5 elimination matches. But in this case, we got 2 War Game matches, to your point, that truly could go either way. So, fairly put. Safety, by the way, I hope that you enjoy the show. And also, I hope that you have a wonderful, happy birthday. And thank you for your continued support. And what's up, Pop? Emmanuel, good to see you once again. I saw your tagline, and yes, folks, he is tired of that Bloodline storyline, emphatically. But that being said, how you feel about Survivor Series War Games, my friend?
I mean, like, it's gonna be what it is. I mean, like at first there was like 3 matches, and like you knew they're gonna add some that many matches. I mean, some intrigue, like where they might be heading for Royal Rumble season. I mean, like I don't think they're going to do anything major in the main event. Maybe they will surprise us with some shocking twists hopefully, but it's like it's it's like, but it is what it is. But yeah. So I wish Triple H would put some the traditional Survivor Series plus War Games at the same or no, just kill the Survivor Series title itself because it's not Survivor Series without the Survivor Series legacy in that.
That's fair. War Games was its own form of survival, but honestly, War Games, it is a battle. You might as well call this Battleground, an old WWE name.
Ooh,
I do
yeah.
miss traditional Survivor Series matches. You're definitely not wrong. Walter, again, you always put so much work into what has become Slippery Reliable Studios. And again, JJ will continue to implore and remind you that we are, go ahead and say it real quick.
We are the most reliable, the only reliable SRS in professional wrestling. Damn it.
Anytime we don't digress. Walter, good to see you. How you feel about the Survivor Series War Games?
Well, first of all, that's definitely been proven even further this week, but that's neither here nor there.
And I'm sure there will be a Jay Hebert side of things about it.
Oh, no, I'm done. I've said my shit on Twitter. Just go on my Twitter.
Oh, good grief almighty.
I don't need to see any more out of that. I apologize to Virtue. Go ahead and watch it. That's all you need to know. I bet that wasn't on anybody's 2024 bingo card. Go ahead, Walter.
No, it wasn't, as somebody who stays antisocial. But Walter, please continue. How you feel about Survivor Series War Games? Good grief, freaking stuff like this.
Like JJ said, I'm doing way better after watching Raw and seeing the two added matches is more intriguing because beforehand, basically was a one-match card because even the way the women's War Games was put together, it was like, and no one. Well, let me not speak for other people, but I wasn't that interested in it because it was just kind of randomly put together. So it was really a one-match card for me. So now that they did what they did, now I'm more intrigued. But like Emmanuel said, if you threw like just one or two, or even if you made a pre-show and threw a traditional Survivor Series in there, I would be at like a 10 completely. But right now, I guess I have to wait to see how the booking and the endings of the match are to be pleasantly surprised, and hopefully I can do that. But right now, I'm kind of halfway there, but I'm more excited than I was before.
Well, sounds like you're living on a prayer. I pray that exceeds your expectations. Yes, JJ, real quick.
I feel like there's enough Survivor Series gimmicks over the years that there's no reason why we can't incorporate all of them into the PLE.
Yep.
Have a traditional Survivor Series match. Have a Raw versus SmackDown. You could even throw NXT in it, match for brand supremacy. Have a tournament that leads into Survivor Series and hold the semifinals, finals like the Deadly Game tournament.
Yeah. Ooh.
Have War Games. That gives you a 5-match card right there. Or even a 6-match card because semifinals to the finals, there's 3 matches right there. Traditional Supremacy War Games, 6-match PLE. And you've touched on all the different gimmicks Survivor Series has had over the years. You do a series of Survivor Series matches, the classic, and the survivors get thrown into War Games.
That's the extra wrinkle that I like right there, because it also shows their testament in will and enduring battle, worthy warriors sent into war. I love that a lot. And again, Triple H listens to the fans. Triple H, listen to this, man. Just saying. Listen.
And you're not guaranteed a 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 if you do it that way. Like it could be a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-1. You just put all the baby faces on one side, the heels on the other side, lock the survivors into War Games.
There you go. True. Well, considering War Games itself is going to be on average 40 minutes at least. That being said, I'm sure that James approved of your side of things. And speaking of which, the man that literally talks about the Jay Hebert side of things. James, again, it has been a long time. It's good to see you back on City Predicting. How you feel about Survivor Series War Games?
You know what? What I will say, what will surprise you. I will also add to JJ's thing real quick, though. On top of everything you mentioned, I really hope, if not, obviously they're not going to do it this year, but next year, if they go the 8-match route, I think they should go 8 matches for Survivor Series. And I say that because I'd love to see Scrap Daddy and Aldis go at it. No, I'm serious. I'm not even joking. I think that match would. I think that match would slap.
That's a legacy match right there, man.
No, for real. I mean, 2 former NWA World Champions. You know, Triple H has got to love that. There's no way that you shouldn't do that, and especially considering you want brand supremacy throughout the night with on top of all the other stuff like the Deadly Game and all that. There it is, right there. There's another, like, you could have 2 things each for the freaking entire card. So that's what I'd do. I hope they do that next year. But I'll tell you right now, man, the main event is why I am watching and why I am super interested. And I say that because the reason I'm here tonight is because of what they did on SmackDown. First of all, it's probably the best SmackDown that they've done in years, quite honestly, bar none. Like, it's not even close. From top to bottom. Number 2, man, that Road Warrior pop for Heyman, and then a bigger one like Austin, like for Punk, and the pop just never dying down. Dude, goosebumps. It was goosebumps. People might get sick and tired of the Bloodline. I'm actually really intrigued by it. I'm actually loving this direction of the Bloodline saga. I really enjoy it. I think we're at the end game. I think we're going to be at that end game at 41. I think that's where the end game is going to be. Maybe longer. I don't know. Mainly because of The Rock. But to me, they just booked their entire Mania plans like right in this one match. It is brilliant how they did it. It made me intrigued to see where they're going to go, which even in this new Renaissance era, I don't know when the last time it was that I felt like that about anything WWE. So for WWE to pull that off is huge for me. And it was just refreshing to, see a crowd that's full in an arena actually respond to something palatable for once. Tony should take notes. Call me whatever you want to call me, but they hooked me. The crowd definitely helped. And now I'm going to be watching WarGames probably with my buddies. I'm not going to be on the call, but I wanted to be on the predictions panel because I'm actually going to be watching it. So there you go. I think it's great.
I respect that honest take, and it's always great to see a fan brought back into the business, especially when they may have developed a sense of mistrust or lost that sense of passion. So I'm happy to hear it. All right. Well, that being said, again, now yes, Mikey, I see your hand up. What's up?
Renegade, were you talking about the Grand Survival match from 1990?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was alluding to, which is why I don't understand why Safet put that in the chat, because I did very clearly state that the winners of the matches get locked into WarGames, which is essentially that Ultimate Survivor match.
You could have gotten confused. I mean, again, some people need clarification. Not everybody necessarily, gets all the terms right, and there's a reason why the word botch exists in wrestling, if nothing else. But I think, the fact that you show me that they added these matches from Raw, sensing the panel's excitement, and further thinking after the no DQ panel, especially about what's going to happen with the main event. To James's point, I literally said it's going to be cause and effect to at least, I would think, 3 matches into WrestleMania season. Yeah, I think I bumped up slightly. I'm definitely from, I think I said a 7 out of 10. I'm at an 8 out of 10 right now because bottom line, I only need one WarGames match in this show, and it's the main event. But I know everything else is going to be a very fun card too. So I think that being said, for everybody's hype, excite, and delight, we got everybody's suspension of disbelief, social media community, everyone else here on the panel. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, of course, this is once again WWE Survivor Series. WarGames. It comes to us from Vancouver, British Columbia, and it will be this Saturday on the Peacock. And according to what I heard, it will be an hour pre-show and a start time. And lately, these Saturday PLEs have been starting at, I believe, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, everybody that's been participating in Team No DQ and the No DQ Galaxy Predictions League, this is the last event of the year in the league. It's do or die for several people in the Galaxy. And again, between me and Song, I'm not feeling good about my chances, but I hope everyone's had fun, and good luck to everybody here on this panel and everybody in the Galaxy. All right, well, let's go ahead and get right into things. And considering we only got one women's match, we of course have one lady of the City predicting community and Survivor Studios here. I think it's only fitting that she kicks things off. Let's go ahead and kick off what I think is the fitting opener. And I still say it should be traditional. Although, why didn't you just have Wyatt 6 versus Final Test match of the Survivor Series? Again, nitpicking, but just saying. It is the women's War Games match, 5-on-5. It is Team Rhea Ripley. Thank you, by the way, Walter, for also taking care of the commentary. I'll leave you to moderate that, or the comments. It is 5-on-5. It is Team Rhea Ripley versus Team Liv Morgan. It's Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Naomi taking on Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. And for those that don't know, NoDQ has already posted spoilers for SmackDown. And I will tell you right now, if you didn't watch Raw, you are about to be spoiled. So I'll go ahead and just put up the 5-second warning. The extra remaining person on Team Rhea Ripley, Survivor Series War Games team is BAYLEY. BAYLEY came to the aid of Nia Jax and Bianca Belair. And the baby faces once again have the advantage. Now, Arlene, I want you to keep a couple things in mind. Io Sky is the next challenger for Liv Morgan's WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. The saga with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan is clearly never going to end. It's like the Never Ending Story song from that horrible movie. I said what I said. But also, Jade Cargill was taken out mysteriously. Who did it? Oh, I wonder who. Of course, we've also seen that subtle tension and also the subtle face-to-face with the fact that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, everyone's been waiting for that one-on-one since the Royal Rumble earlier this year when both demonstrated their super strength. And will Tiffany Stratton cash in and will it be Tiffy time come the end of War Games? Or you still hold that off for Las Vegas? And of course, Candice LeRae, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair all have previous War Games experience. With the babyfaces having the advantage this time, Arlene, I put it on to you. Who do you have winning this year's Women's War Games? Team Rhea Ripley or Team Liv Morgan? Yes, JD, I see you were quick.
Before she goes, don't forget the bonus point questions. Who starts the War Games match for both the men and women? That's going to be a bonus point for each match.
Yes.
And will Tiffany cash in?
Yeah,
so
I was
make sure you
about...
give those in your predictions also, Arlene.
Yep. Thank you for that, JJ. I appreciate that. So basically, Arlene, you're calling winner, starters, cash in opportunity. Good luck.
I think they're gonna give it to the heels, just because of what I think is gonna end up happening at the end of War Games, and I'll get to that when it comes. But here's what I was telling my brother, that there's only two people that we've been talking. Like I think honestly could have done it, Naomi or BAYLEY. And in my scenario, if they're going to do a callback on when Dakota Kai turned on Tegan Knox in this, there's only one person that equals in two of those equations. Either BAYLEY turns on Io and slams the door on her face on Io, or the opposite. Naomi slams the door on BAYLEY. But you see, there's only one person in that scenario that is a repeat, BAYLEY. BAYLEY's going to be the center focus, whether she's going to be the one betrayed or she's going to be the betrayer. Either way, I feel like who's starting, I think it's probably going to be Candice LeRae, and I'll throw Raquel in there. And Tiffany's not cashing in.
All right. So you got, so as I always do on Super Predicting, folks, I usually have one person set the ballot for everything outside the main event. And then we go around and see if everyone suddenly agrees or disagrees. But since this is a War Games, and I know there's going to be polarizing thoughts across the panel, we'll go around and get everybody's thoughts here. So again, it is Team Rhea Ripley. And by the way, hold on here. Yeah, this is how tired I am. Coming our code. Arlene, botch. Raquel is on the same team as Candice LeRae.
Oh, my bad. Then it's gonna be Io. Sorry.
All right, that makes so. All right, there we go.
I mean, not Io, but it's gonna be who's on the other opposite time? Because I feel like that's
get your brain together. For those that don't know, she works in a hospital. She's stressed enough as it is.
Then it's gonna be
Dynamics.
Bianca.
Okay, there we go. So Bianca and Raquel, which again, two women of my NXT. I still remember that 3-woman phase off. All right, so we got Bianca, Raquel, Rhea winning, no cash in. Simply put, let's go around clockwise and get everyone else's thoughts. Walter, what do you guys say regarding this women's war games?
Well, just before whoever's gonna go. Oh, it's my turn anyways. I just
Yes.
wanted to add. How the hell is this Team Rhea when we didn't even know Rhea was gonna be a member at first? Like, how did this just suddenly become Team Rhea? Like ego much? Like, what the hell?
I mean, she's the biggest star on that team. Raquel and Liv broke her face. She came back in a face mask. And obviously, the biggest story here for our championship is Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, I don't know. Bigger star than Bianca? That's arguable.
Maybe. Brand split LOL.
Exactly. But
Let's continue.
let's
Your
see.
turn.
I go with. Let me see who starts first.
Let his brain stew.
EO. I think you were onto something on the with EO. And let's see. Yeah, Raquel. I'm gonna agree with you. EO and Raquel.
All right. But she actually said Bianca and Raquel.
Oh yeah, she did.
So still
EO
great
and
combinations.
Raquel.
And you got you're gonna agree with her on team Babyface is winning?
I think the heel team is gonna win. Because I thought
picked
she
heel
said
too,
heel.
so.
Yeah, she picked heel.
All right.
I'm gonna go with her because whoever attacked Jade is gonna be revealed, and that screws up the team chemistry. And somebody betrays, or somebody feels jealousy. Something's gonna happen. So the heel's gotta win, and it ain't gonna be Rhea taking the cover, so we can still get the rematch, and she deserves the women's title. So I think that's kind of why EO is even involved here. She's taking the fall. So the heels are gonna end up winning this.
Oh wow. If EO if she's the flaw, then why was she challenged with Morgan in the first place? I mean, you kind of just basically totally counting her out as not a challenger at all. But
She's a filler for Rhea. We all know what's gonna end up Rhea and Liv. Like,
Well,
that's the money match.
Yeah, I guess. But how many
Despite
times do you run?
JJ.
How many times do you run? Yeah, I'm about to say, are you trying to make the Renegade Rage engage because he's next? And I'm not monetized. So, JJ, what's your thoughts on the women's war game match? You got Team Liv, you got Team Rio. Who's your starters? And I already put down no for the cashing because you've said emphatically this needs to happen in Las Vegas so you can celebrate in Beverly Hills. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to say that. No cashing.
Let's be honest, no one believes that Tiffany Stratton's going to cash in. Aaron Rip, you're a crazy madman, but I respect you still. JJ, you're up.
Well, I'm going to call you on that because that's a complete and utter lie, as a certain 15-year-old believes there will be a cash-in.
What?
Natalie says Tiffy Time will take advantage of the scenario and cash in her briefcase.
Okay.
Natalie also feels that Tiffany and Naomi will be the ones to start the match, but the babyface team will get the victory.
What about you?
I tend to disagree with my daughter on pretty much everything she just said. I love her. She knows I love her, but you're right. I don't think there's going to be a cash in. I think they're going to save it for something more monumental. Even though Survivor Series is a big four, the only time I could see the cash in happening before WrestleMania would either be Saturday night's main event or the Netflix Raw premiere. Because that will be LA, that will be Hollywood, that will be Beverly Hills.
California.
Tiffy Time would make a lot of sense there, and it's something that would be major to garner that intrigue to that initial Raw. But that's not Survivor Series.
No.
I agree that it's going to be Bianca and Raquel starting the match. I think that they're the two biggest powerhouses, although I do like what Daniel said in the chat. The fact that they've kind of been building this BAYLEY Candice thing over the last few weeks, the fact that they've got history from California, BAYLEY being a NorCal girl, Candice being a SoCal girl, and the two of them having met on the indies out here in the past, I could see that giving us a nice little 5-minute match there. I could see that being something Triple H would tap into. But Bianca and Raquel in the battle of the powerhouses is, I think, something people want to see. And Raquel, still fresh back from injury, could use a good showing against Bianca to prove, like, hey, bitches, I'm back. Recognize. But I think the heels are going to take this one. There is way too much dissension on the babyface team. I mentioned this last night. They exponentially displayed it tonight on the air. Bianca doesn't trust Bayley. Naomi wants Bayley. Io and Bayley had issues with the damage control breakup. You know, Rhea's just out for blood. She doesn't give a damn. There's too much dissension in this team to make it cohesive. Whereas the heel team, it's like you've got running mates, Nia and Tiffy, Raquel and Liv, and then you've got the speed champion. You know, Candice is definitely the filler on that team, but as much as I despise her on a personal level, she is a damn good worker, and she will hold her own within the confines of WarGames.
Yes.
The heels have got to take this one. And you protect Rhea by not having her be the one to eat the pinfall.
Yeah.
I still believe Naomi's the one that attacked Jade. I still feel that that's going to be revealed here. And that's how you cost the baby faces.
All right. I mean, I guess if she does it during the match prior to actually WarGames starting, like Dakota Kai did to Tegan Knox, I could totally see that. But James, we watched the Black Gold NXT. We watched that WarGames. Even after Dakota Kai's betrayal, Team Rhea still won, and they were down a person after Shayna Baszler even handicapped Rhea Ripley. And we talked about also the amount of experience on each side. Why there may be more cohesiveness on the heel side, there's more WarGames experience on the babyface side. So, James, what's your thoughts on this, your starters, and which team do you have winning?
Okay, so there's a couple things here. There's a lot to digest there because there's a lot of damn moving parts, which, you know, hats off to WWE. They actually did it for both WarGames, even if this one's kind of slapped together. What I will say is I could see Natalie's logic first and foremost with the cash-in, actually, believe it or not. I don't think it's happening, but I think this means that Natalie is smarter than probably the entire WWE women's division.
Well, we know that she's smarter than the people that work for Fightful.
Well, I mean, that's not hard.
I don't know nothing about that, but please continue. Stay on topic.
Hi, Kate. Sorry. We'll talk about that on open mic then, I'm sure. Saturday shenanigans. I need to get used to that. God damn it. I hate my brain. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Sorry.
Botch.
Big botch there. But no, I could see it because if you're Tiffany, why wouldn't you cash in against Liv? You could do one of two things, right? You could find a way to get the pin on Liv and win your WarGames, right? De facto number one contender for the world title. And then after the match is over, if you see everybody laid out, perfect opportunity. It's a 1 in 10 shot, but then you can immediately cash in while the cages are still there and immediately pin the WWE champion for the women. Boom. Now all of a sudden you have a chance to get both championships, and you already got one. I don't know why she doesn't do that, quite honestly. Natalie's a very smart person. It's almost like she should be in the match. But there you go. I digress there. As
I gotta
far
go back.
as who starts it, I'm gonna go a bit different route here, and I'm gonna channel back to the history of the black and gold as well. I'm actually gonna say the starter is gonna be Rhea and Raquel. Rhea and Raquel had a banger, and I mean a banger of a steel cage match on the black and gold NXT. Noah remembers, I sure do.
I remember their whole feud.
Probably the best women's cage match, probably the best worked women's cage match I've ever seen. And maybe that sounds bad, but no, for real, like the match was that damn good. Like I'd put it up there with any other cage match that's ever happened in WWE history. It's that good. So I can't imagine why you wouldn't tap into that history, plus the history that's recent with Raquel being the reason why she's got the broken orbital bone, hence why she's wearing the mask. Why wouldn't you have it be these two started off? And it's not like they can't work it, because we know they can work the steel cage gimmick. So why not have them open war games? That's kind of my logic there. I agree with everybody else as far as it's the heels. The heels are winning, especially if the baby faces have the advantage. In this case, the TNA logic makes sense because there's a lot of dissension on the baby face side anyway. You might as well call it an anti-hero side, considering how many heels are on the babyface team. So, I think Naomi is definitely the one who took out Jade Cargill. I say that because WWE is very smart with their social media game lately. And believe it or not, they actually build this angle with, of all people, JD from New York. JD called this out, noticing that there was a bit of dissension. Naomi responded to JD. Really, man? I thought we were cool. Winking emoji. I don't know. Naomi, that's a bit sus there, that's a bit sus. So, the heels win. Naomi's going to be the one to cost them. I like how they're incorporating social media in a positive light. It's great to see. It's actually refreshing. So yeah, a little round of applause there. But yeah, there are my picks. Raquel and Rhea to start. Heels win. No cash-in.
All right, fair enough. Before we go to Man Arlene, I saw your hand up. What's on your mind?
Oh, I was just gonna say that the reason why I don't think it would be smart of Tiffany to cash during the match is because if she doesn't gain the pin, there went her Money in the Bank chance. Because that means now anybody that pins the person is considered in that match. Anyone that's in that 5-on-5 now becomes involved in her little matchup. It's not just her against her, right? Or is that not how it works?
No,
'Cause now
that's this would be after the match, but the cages would still be there because they
yeah.
haven't
So I
gotten
mean,
time
like,
to
it
open
wouldn't
it up.
make sense to me, like, unless you're predicting one of the champs to already be down. I don't see that happening because as soon as the match is over, unless you like attack, unless Tiffany attacks Nia from behind, but even then, it's like there's Candice Ray. She's not gonna let her do it, so I don't think it's smart. And then the reason why I think there's also JJ also predicted it with the whole dissension. I feel like there's going to be dissension in the match because if it's revealed, if depending on who it's, I still think it's Bayley, and the reason why I say this is because if it's Bayley, Bianca is gonna look at Naomi and see, this is why I didn't want her to be on our team. She's gonna push Naomi, and she's like, and then
Okay.
and then you have Io Sky like like wanting to like separate them, and then they're like, and then Rhea's trying to control it, and then Bianca's gonna be pushing Rhea like like pushing her out of like and there's the dissension that you create because it's like and I see like yeah I could see Naomi, but to me it's like to me it makes more sense because it's like who wanted Bailey to be in there in the first place? Naomi. Now if it is Naomi that betrayed them, then it's like where's the dissension? Like no
Yep.
one, like they picked her.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
so to me it's a bigger dissension. It's like, see, this is why I didn't want Bailey to be on our team. I didn't trust her, and because you insisted on being her being on the team, this is why. And I can picture like shoving because it's like, see, this is why I didn't trust her, and push
And
her,
then
and then
everybody
she's
goes
gonna push
after. Yeah.
back, and then they're gonna try to break it up. The faces are gonna just crumble. And I know
Yeah.
JJ's
I
probably gonna
mean,
say something, but
there's
I
also
think
there's also that history between Bianca and Rhea. So if they bump into each other trying to break it up, they can implode as well. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're probably onto something here, to be
It
honest.
just sounds like to me you're just looking at nothing but a pipe bomb waiting to explode amongst the babyface, just a matter of which cause and effect. And that being said, I sense a fuse was lit in JJ's head. JJ, I see you have a thought before we go to Emmanuel.
Oh, no.
This is the problem about doing these simply predictings is that I give my thoughts, somebody else has a counter thought, and then we end up spending about 45 minutes going back and forth. Buckle in for a 4-hour prediction show, folks.
I can't go
But,
that long.
Well,
I'm gonna
you
try my
shouldn't have signed up then.
I'm gonna try my
But,
best to put this under 2 hours, but no promises. But continue.
The problem with Bayley is that she would be too easy to pinpoint because of the fact that there's the distrust.
Yep.
Naomi is so beloved that having her be the one to turn heel and be the attacker, there's so much stuff that makes sense. I ran this stuff down on Simply Predict, or not Simply Predicting, that's what we're doing now, but on the No DQ panel last night.
Correct.
She's been the third wheel of the big three since they formed.
Yep.
Jade debuted at the same event that she returned at. Bianca and Jade have had 2 tag team title runs while Naomi has lost virtually every match she's had. Bianca and Jade went down to NXT, and instead of taking Naomi with them, they aligned with Kehlani Jordan, and then all 3 of them posed doing the flex, basically showing that Naomi has been replaced by this young upstart woman. Naomi has had dick going for her since she returned.
Accurate.
That's why her taking out Jade makes so much sense. It's the green-eyed monster. It's jealousy.
Envy is a dangerous thing. I also want to put this out there too. Everyone's thinking about, some people are thinking about Bayley. Y'all might want to think about this. Bayley was the sacrificial lamb for her team that ate the fall last year, so she is in this to prove a point as a babyface. I think Bayley should be away from your mind. Just saying. Now,
and Bayley has barely been a babyface again for a year.
Yep.
Why would you return her that quickly?
I think that the thing is too is like Bayley's also been left out, and she doesn't like it very much that she's being left out either. You have to also keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it could go either way. She's being left out of the 2. She wasn't even being considered. Like Naomi was the one that threw her out her name. They could have easily said nope and then gotten Kyrie or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, Bayley's also been left out too. She could have easily said, "I already had my title shot. I'll give you one." But no, she already had her title shot. She, instead of giving it to Naomi, she's like, "No, I'm gonna take it again."
All right.
See, this is why we need coaches. This is the problem. All y'all people, you have your own agendas, and then you don't do shit. And this is why we need coaches for WarGames. That's what needs to happen.
Well, this is also what happens with Brand Split LOL, where at the end of the day, it's about primarily, I think, one thing at heart. You got to look at the 2 captains. It's Rhea and Liv, and it's continuing that saga. But I do like this subplot. All right, Emmanuel, you're on the docket as we continue forward. That was a great segue. Go ahead, talk about your starters, your team winning, and I already put down no for the cash in for you. So, who you got winning WarGames, and who is your starters?
I had the babyface winning, surprisingly. And here's why. Hear me out.
Okay.
The cell phone thing was like doo doo doo.
I know, like
even your cell phone's wondering that decision.
No, I think it's like our audience like from part of this.
I'm joking. Continue.
It was mine.
Oh, okay.
That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
I guess it was Stat Boy cell phone who was confused.
Okay. Anyways, the reason why, like we are forgetting about Candice and Tiffany struggle of pining for the love for Nia Jax. We have forgotten the Tiffany and Candice rivalry that's going on there. This is such a 2 right there.
Wait, there's a love triangle going on in WarGames?
Yeah.
Huh?
Like like who's the queen? Please love me, queen. But and Tiffany's gonna sadly take the pen again because that's how Money in the Bank winners run in WWE. Sadly, like
All right.
Okay, so
there's I agree with you guys. There's gonna be this session in the baby face side. I could I could see it, but then you have to remind yourself, Naomi, like why would she mention Bayley's name out there? Like I agree with you guys. Why will she throw her name out there, knowing that there's this session with Bianca and Bayley, and then Bianca and then Bayley with Io. They haven't resolved that yet, unless they go to hug it out, and throughout the process of the war game, they start to trust each other and overcome this odds and win this match. That's what I see, and to be honest, and that's why I have the other more games having the heel side winning because Roman Reigns doesn't need that. But that's a different story. I guess.
About the advanced prediction, stay on topic.
But for me, it makes more sense for Io to pin Liv. That way, Rhea gets involved in the Io versus Liv match because she can't handle the fact that another woman is after her title, and she might cost Io the match, and might be a triple threat match in a future pay per view. So I'm thinking that might be the future matchup in the process. And then for Naomi, like if she is the person, she needs to get the wins and make Bianca believe she doesn't need Jade. You see, you want Jade. We won this war game without Jade. Why don't I become your tag team partner and hold? Because if Piper never could, become tag team champion with Chelsea Green without no reason, I think they will have Naomi carry the title for no good reason as well. So that's why I think the babyface team might win this, and for who starts it, Nia Jax versus and Bianca Belair. Why not? Even though we saw this match, Bianca is gonna start this match. She's too alpha woman to step aside, and let other people aside. Rhea is not gonna start this match. She's gonna wait until Liv goes inside, since they have the advantage.
Yeah.
So and Liv is not gonna start because she's gonna enter last because she doesn't want to get hurt. She wants the other ones to take care of business because she's a smart heel. So it just makes sense that it's going to be the baby face. That way you prolong this story longer because if the baby face loses, it's like then it looks bad for Naomi. Like, why did you pick Bayley? Why didn't you just diss her if you're not going to win the match itself?
So what you're saying is you get more mileage with the baby faces winning than wow, that's actually way better sound logic than I expected. Actually,
well, you guys keep talking about the dissension and the disconnection and the compliment the baby faces side. When it comes to the actual war, can they coexist? Because what matters in the end is winning once the battle begins. And I think Emmanuel is onto something because, again, I subtly said during the Team NoDQ predictions, I picked the babyface to win too. But you definitely are making me think more about the starters. But yes, man, you got one last part real quick.
Yeah.
After James kind of summed up your stuff.
Yeah, you're good. Like remember, and the additional thing you have to remember, WWE somehow, some way, always have this two people hate each other and somehow coexist. Look at Randy Orton and John Cena. They teamed together in the Raw business, those two. And
Oh,
they,
jeez.
I just say it's there.
You're right.
Fair
You're
enough.
right. That's fair.
Fair enough. And also Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch last year's WarGames, quite literally. All right, Manuel. Well, good stuff. And yeah, that was quite interesting, wasn't it? Thank you for your support. All right, Snap Boy. As we conclude this first match, go ahead and give us your thoughts to the women's WarGames. Who you got winning and who are your starters? The floor is yours.
All righty. I want to see Io and Candice start. Io is the WarGames veteran. This will be her 6th, so I would think that would be a pretty good thank you to Io to start off the match. So we'll get that out of the way. As far as a cash in, the only way I see a cash in is if the heel team loses. Tiffany takes the fall by some miracle, and she gets so upset at either Nia or Liv that she's like, forget this. I want the title, and I'm going to take it now. So as far as a cash in, no. Initially, I did have the heels winning, but based off of what everyone's saying, it makes sense to have the heels win. So they are my pick with that.
You mean
as far as if the reveal comes in, all I can say on that is the jig will be up, the news will be out. They finally found out who you were. The hangman's coming down from the gallows. You ain't got too much longer. If you know, you know. If it's Bayley, I would rather see a heel Bayley than a heel Naomi. Honest to goodness. I can't see Naomi be heel. Even when they tried to break up the Funkadactyls all those years ago when it was Naomi versus Cameron. Cameron was the heel. Naomi has always been baby faces. Even when I think the Total Diva stuff and they tried to make Naomi the heel, I still didn't believe it. I can't believe it now. I cannot see Naomi as a heel. I see Bayley as the heel all the way. Bayley as a babyface? I don't see it. I'm sorry. Ding dong, hello. Bayley is better as a heel than a face. Rhea, everybody loves Rhea. So, if she comes out as the one, yeah, I did it. What are you going to do about it? I'm just going to beat you up for it. Bianca taking out Jade? There's a twist. Everyone thought Jade was going to turn on Bianca. Bianca turns on Jade first? Whoa. What is my fellow residential Tennessean doing here? That don't add up.
They're illogical. You're trying to put logic and wrestling on the same sentence, so even that's illogical in itself, but still.
To add to what you're saying, Mikey, I'll kind of counteract your point and then we can wrap this up. The problem with it not being Naomi and why I really think it should be her and why I agree with JJ that it should be her is because she needs something better to do, man. Like, she needs something better to do. She has done nothing in her entire WWE run, and that includes everything that she's ever done in WWE. Nothing has done. Like, she's been babyface. She has got three world championships out of it. The only one that mattered was the TNA Knockouts world title run. That's a problem. I think, honestly, go with it. It's very similar to the Ricochet stuff because I feel like Ricochet is also stale and he's been babyface for what feels like forever. I think, I've said Ricochet needed to turn heel in AEW because I think there's a lot of mileage if you at least try and attempt it. It's very similar with Naomi. I think you need to go with Naomi to go heel just to see if it could work. If it don't work, turn her babyface. We know it didn't work, but at this point, it can't hurt to try because nothing else has worked.
True that, and she just lost out against Nia Jax for the Women's Championship, and why she has a chance, I suppose, in that Women's United States tournament, Chelsea Green. I don't see her winning that either, so that would just be another loss. And every time that Tiffany and Naomi have somehow collided, Tiffany has gotten the better of Naomi, even if Naomi has a couple wins over Tiffany. Who's the bigger star here? I'm just saying. How funny, by the way, that both literally signed on the dotted line of SmackDown the same day, too. Naomi has truly been the afterthought of the SmackDown Women's Division and probably the SmackDown roster. So
The funny
that
thing is
has
her
to eventually
husband.
break a nerve at some point.
The funny thing is her husband just turned face, and now everybody wants Naomi to turn heel. We're never gonna get her as
Right?
part of the
Yeah,
bloodline.
never. It's never gonna happen. Just we're tossing it away. It's never gonna happen.
Well, I mean, if Triple H listens to the fans and the fans ask for it, there's a possibility because Triple H said, and I quote, "It's not about what I want, it's about what the fans want." And that dynamic is why WWE is in the greatest stage it's ever been. Yes, JJ, before we wrap up. Thank you. For that.
Unless she joins the bootleg bloodline, because
Yeah.
Jimmy never brought her into the family.
Could happen.
I
That's another
suppose.
spin they can put on it while she's heel. She
think about
turns
that.
heel, aligns with the bootleg bloodline against Jimmy and the OGs, and when Jimmy goes to her, "What are you doing? Why did you never bring me in? I thought I was family."
Family Feud, not hosted by
And
Steve Harvey.
then come the Royal Rumble, we get the official debut in the company of Thick Mama Pump, the Juggernaut, and she aligns with Naomi to go on a tear through the tag division.
The Jordan Grace being a heel would be a very interesting dynamic, but yeah, we'll see. All right, Arlene, what do you got to say real quick?
Well, I was just gonna say, not unless Jimmy's not really the face that we think he is, because my theory is that he's gonna betray Roman Reigns, and
Well,
you can still have Naomi and Jimmy being that couple right there,
Good, yeah.
and
well, that's
in the
true.
bootleg bloodline, and you can still have it that way too. So
No, we'll see.
Well, the beauty is, no matter what, there's going to be some sort of cause and effect internally or externally following this women's war games. Good luck to both teams, but I'm still sticking with Team Rhea. But after what I once said, you all bring up a lot of valid points, but it's almost like, do you go with experience? Do you go with a first-time dynamic? Or do you go with the 5-minute powerhouse ballot? Because remember, the first two participants are going to duke it out for 5 minutes, and then the remaining people come in and intervals, if I think it are 2 or 3 minutes. The more games will officially start to everybody's in. So you got to consider who's ever going to start off has to have that endurance, if nothing else. So I think I'm still going to stick with Io Sky starting off with the babyface side. But just because of the fact that her and Raquel also do have that history, I think I'm going to change from Candice LeRae to Raquel, and I think Cass might come in second because I think you got to change the dynamic of women's war game starters just to make it feel fresh. And again, that might be a different game plan. Who knows? But good stuff, everybody. All right. Well, that was an incredible discussion as we are one match in. And again, this is James speaking. I now pick babyface as Emmanuel Big Smart. So, James, you freaking idiot. Really?
Yep. I'm going with Emmanuel's thing. Yep.
All right.
There you go.
Well, again, the form will be literally after this video concludes the comment section. And your opinion, your predictions will not be made official until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday night, unless the show starts at 6 p.m. Standard Time, and of course I'm going to change it. But everyone here is a big smart and big passionate and very big thinking, and I approve of it. And so is the chat. And thank everybody for all your thoughts so far. Safety, Charles. Of course, I acknowledge all of you as I try to every time here because again, you all make this possible. Daniel, Pop, and of course everybody else involved. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and move into now something more tranquilo, subtle, and dare I say unanimous. If it's unanimous, just say yeah once I'm done talking about the match, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about the WWE United States Championship, shall we? Because it is Shinsuke Nakamura going one-on-one with the megastar, with everybody saying, all right, this is the second time y'all can do it. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Excellent job, everybody. For the WWE United States Championship. Of course, LA Knight has been a fighting United States champion. Thank you again for that. Has been a fighting United States champion since SummerSlam, since being the Maverick Logan Paul with defenses against the likes of Andrade, Santos Escobar, and Carmelo Hayes. But most recently, a new foe has appeared in Shinsuke Nakamura, who has attacked this man from behind countless times, including Kinshasa to the back of the head, literally this past SmackDown 2 weeks ago. It's one of those things right now, though, after that ridiculous triple threat that took the night from me almost at Crown Jewel, where he beat FT both Carmelo Hayes and Andrade at the same time. And I thought that we were going to get a new champion. I just don't see it happening. So, simply put, I'm going to set the ballot to LA Knight retaining. Unless anyone opposes, on the count of 3, everyone just go say yeah, and in chat you can do that too. So again, I say that the winner will be LA Knight. Going 1.
No.
What?
I knew he'd be the one.
Now, you ribbing me? Come on, man. You got the
going for
connections with
Nakamura
this
too.
guy.
I do have the connections with this guy, but I'm 100% dead ass serious.
All right, then go ahead.
What the fuck are they doing with Shinsuke Nakamura if they don't give him the title?
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight has had a solid run from Big 4 to Big 4. We've made the point before we started the stream. I think it was Walter that said it. We need to get past these fucking start-stop pushes for Shinsuke. Factor in the fact with the Pro Wrestling Noah show coming up on January 1st, he could walk into that show as the United States champion. That's publicity. He could defend the title against his opposition on that show. That's publicity. Now the United States Championship has gone international. If we don't give the title to Nakamura, what the fuck are we doing with him? You may as well future endeavor him at this point, because y'all are fucking him over without any of Diddy's baby oil.
Ouch.
Well,
Ice Cube, no Vaseline style.
I was about to say, JJ, with an Asian guy, that's not exactly the greatest stereotype to be going for, pal. I'm just saying. Like...
This match is not brought to you by hentai, even though we were talking about Crunchyroll prior to the show. And yes, I know both those
love
terms.
that you were reading my mind in this case, and I didn't even have to say a damn.
This is what happens when you deal with someone that knows anime. Damn it!
See, this is what I love about JJ. Him and I just think so much alike. I was gonna go with Nakamura because I was just gonna say that we made history at Bloodsport and saw the first title defense of a TNA Knockouts championship in a different company. I think that's what they're gonna go for. Have him win the title. He shows up with the U.S. title and defends it over in a different company so that it gets publicity. So that's exactly why I think Nakamura is going to do this.
Wow. I gotta say I'm shocked considering you guys realize at this point Shinsuke Nakamura might be as well as a Legends contract because, correct me if I'm mistaken, he hasn't done anything since he faced the Great Muta literally in January. So I think this is just the way they just have booked Shinsuke to this point, and maybe he's comfortable with it. I don't know because again, he's going back home to Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah. Of course, he was involved on the Tokyo Live Show tour as well. And Michael Satomura, of course, is finishing out her career in Sendai Girls, the promotion she co-started because she's retiring next year. But it's just one of those things right now with LA Knight being on the run of his life. I just don't see this thing ending right now.
But remember, too, WWE just announced the whole ID thing. You don't think they'll send Shinsuke to Japan as a scout to see who they can get involved in that program?
That's a stretch, but I guess ID does reach globally. All right, Arlene, I do see your hand up.
I just wanted to bring up the fact that, JJ has said about bringing the championship and giving it publicity. He said that about Jordan Grace. What happened? She didn't win the title. I mean, like there's been plenty of opportunities for the NXT title to go to TNA, and they haven't done it. They've had TNA people face these people, and they haven't done it. I don't think they're gonna do it for WWE either. I don't see it happening. If they can't do it for a second a build up company, what makes you think they're gonna do it for a major one? That's why I don't think I see it. But it's publicity or not. I mean, they had their opportunity because everybody knows who from TNA. They know who Jordan Grace is. So I mean everybody knows who, but they didn't do it. They didn't give her the NXT title and at one point she could have held that title when she went to Bloodsports too, but they didn't do that either. So it's like
Just because
It-
something hasn't been done before doesn't mean they can't do it now.
Yeah, but I just don't see it. If they can't do it with NXT, I don't see them doing it with WWE. That was my only point.
Fair thought. What do you got to say real quick, Jay, before we conclude?
Just to counterpoint you on that, it's a lot different to try to book your championship to a representative of another company, as opposed to booking your championship to a representative of your company to take internationally.
Yep.
Therein lies the difference there.
Well, at the end of the day, WWE is still WWE. They're about one thing: brand supremacy and marketing. All right. The AEW World Championship was presented at the Tokyo Dome during Wrestle Kingdom 14. I don't see a WWE Championship being presented in Pro Wrestling Noah, especially when they got the GHC National Championship there already. So, but hey, I like the fact you're actually trying to give Shinsuke Nakamura something, but I think that time has long passed. LA Knight for the win. Yeah. All right.
I will give WWE this. They seem to be riding AEW's coattails when it comes to the international shit. AEW proved with All In that Wembley Stadium's a viable arena to try to do a major show. Now there's talk about WrestleMania at Wembley. AEW is doing Wrestle Dynasty at the Tokyo Dome. You don't think WWE is taking notice to potentially do a show at the Tokyo Dome in the not so distant future?
That's you.
You're crazy.
Mhm.
We've jokingly said and we've seriously said that WWE needs to do a show in Wembley, a show in the Tokyo Dome, and a show in Arena, Mexico. One of those looks like it's on the horizon. A second one very well could be if Wrestle Dynasty proves to be a success for AEW, because we know WWE will outdraw AEW. Not trying to be snarky, not trying to be a dick, but facts are facts. And we know they'll be able to put asses in seats in Arena, Mexico. Don't be so surprised.
All right. Well, we'll see. Bottom line, I ain't betting against LA Knight. And yeah, with WWE Tokyo Dome do the time. Well, I mean, to be fair, they've done pretty much every show imaginable across Europe and Puerto Rico, and Australia. But yeah, I guess they really haven't done like a premium thing in Asia. So I mean, but I think they would probably try and do something.
If you believe certain journalists are going to have backlash at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my impression of his face. Hi, Manuel. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, didn't like back in the day, like 2015, like they did the day one at Tokyo when there was Finn Balor and Kevin Owens and
Beast in the East.
Yeah, you're talking about Beast in the East. Yeah, Corrigan Hall, right? That show.
Yeah, no, it was not Corrigan Hall, because Corrigan Hall is the Ludo Cathedral of professional wrestling and sanctuary. WWE did not grace that.
Okay.
But Shinsuke, I gotta go with Shinsuke with this one. And with JJ, he needs something like LA Knight. Yeah, I could see him go to WrestleMania probably on lose it there, but I'm not sure. Like it's like he's a great champion, but it's like he needs more than the U.S. title at this point. Than just but who knows? I just feel that way. Like he needs more than just the U.S. title at this point.
Well, it's one of those things where, again, we'll see what happens. But also, this match wasn't even. I don't think this match was even announced on SmackDown. They made it official tonight on Raw. So again, how much merit are they putting into an actual title change here? Just saying.
To be fair, though, SmackDown was taped last week, so
They
may have done something on the taped SmackDown to try to move the storyline over. We just didn't get the official announcement till tonight.
All right.
In an effort to try to get this back on track, though, since there's enough of a difference of opinions, show of hands, who's got LA Knight winning? Put your hand up.
Yeah. And there you go. And that's what I got wrote down. And I was about to conclude with that. So thank you, JJ. Again, it's a team effort here, folks. But that being said, there's one person we didn't get. JJ, what did Natalie say?
That is fair. Natalie has LA Knight winning.
Smart woman. All right.
So
Moving
it's
on.
4-4 based on the panel here.
I love that. Don't you love when stats are nice and even, stat boy?
Absolutely,
Hey,
yes.
you thought it was going to be a clean sweep for LA Knight, and boy,
Hey.
were you proven wrong. It's a split decision.
Split decision, unanimous
It's
decision.
about as divided as this country is in politics. But
The next time I want to hear the words unanimous decision is the next boxing match, and I don't know when that's going to be.
as long as it's not on Netflix.
Thank you.
It won't
Yeah.
be.
Buffering,
Probably do the
buffering,
Misfits.
buffering. Well, at least we won't be buffering during this. Let's go ahead and move on to our WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. It's the former champion Damian Priest going after his gold, looking to beat him once for all, one-on-one. I don't expect no shenanigans here against fudge it. I have to say it, don't I? All
Yes,
right.
we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I demand all your gratitude for your reigning World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther, who will be defending this title against Damian Priest after coming off the loss against Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel for the first ever Crown Jewel Championship Super Bowl ring, whatever that's worth. Damian Priest has been questioning Gunther's not wrestling ability, but I would say character and integrity. Damian Priest has been pushing this narrative that Gunther fears him. And maybe that's why he hasn't given it this one-on-one match yet. And of course, Damian Priest right now, the Terror Twins are no more. He is going things all by himself. Judgment Day is in the past since he beat Judgment Day, quite emphatically, by the way. And so he has a chance now to regain the World Heavyweight Championship. Bottom line, you know what? No, I would let them first match. You're not going to do that here. All right. Emmanuel, who do you have leaving with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Gunther or Damian Priest?
Gunther. I mean, I think this is the match you want to say is unanimous, because I don't think anybody believes that Damian Priest is going to regain it. I mean, because we get the storyline, like he's down himself, but it's we know how dominant he is, but he just down himself because he can't figure out Cody Rhodes that he eliminated twice in the Royal Rumble. He got defeated by Cody Rhodes by a simple pack up the Bret Hart spot.
Exactly.
He's just frustrated. He can't figure out how to defeat Cody Rhodes. He's not worried. He's down himself right now. If he can't defeat Cody Rhodes, then what is he? What is he as a wrestler? That's what he's trying to figure out. But in the long, but short answer, it's like Gunther will win against Damian Priest. I don't be growled to see Damian actually go to WrestleMania and actually defend it.
All right. So Emmanuel has the ballot to Gunther retaining. I do see your hand up, but what you got to say real quick?
Don't worry, I'm not going to flip the script or anything on that. I just wanted to throw out, if you saw Raw tonight, or if you are currently watching Raw right now, you'll see why Gunther wins. Priest got his shots in, therefore, and Gunther's coming off the loss of Crown Jewel, so Gunther's going to take this one, I think, and continue his dominance as champion. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. Unless Cena beats him, which I think is going to happen, Gunther ain't losing that title. No way. It's not going to happen. It's to the point where I even got questioned about that. I was like, why would you have Gunther lose to Cena? Because Gunther's already a Hall of Famer at this point.
Damn right.
He is well beyond cleared at this point. You can have him afford a couple losses to Cody and Cena. You know, I don't think that's a problem there. But unless it's Cena, he ain't losing that title. So you could throw anybody against Gunther, he ain't losing it.
And I don't see Goldberg confronting him because nobody wants to see Oberg at WrestleMania. But thank you for your comment. Cleaver, good
Yeah.
to see you.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 3 Gunthers. Might as well have Imperium here. Does anyone dare say Damian Priest's name, including a young little lady? Going once, going twice. Damn it!
Not me, Natalie.
Got it, Natalie.
Really? Come on, kiddo.
I know why. It's because she's got tattoos in it. That's what it is.
It's a 15-year-old girl thing. She thinks
I
she's
get it.
hot.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
For Poppy Priest.
Is that what she calls him?
She thinks the bisexual Undertaker's hot.
Well, I mean, he is bisexual Undertaker. I mean,
Moving on. Arlene has her hand up. Okay, Arlene, go ahead.
I don't know. I agree with Gunther, but I think my brother's onto something. I don't think it's. I think it's Gunther always saw himself as the top person in WWE, and the fact that Cody Rhodes was the one that brought him down, not like eliminated him twice in the Royal Rumble, like he said, pinned him, and yet he hasn't been able to defeat him. So it's like, am I as really as tough of a shit as I claim to be if I can't even beat the top dog? I need to reevaluate maybe my life right now, and I think that my brother's has a good point right there. It's not so much that he fears Damian, and he's just like he can't. He wants to be the top person, and if he
Yeah.
can't beat the top person, what is he doing wrong? And maybe that's what he needs to figure out.
Conflict of confidence. Okay, similar to Shida and the Katana. I can get behind that. You had something to real quick to say.
I was gonna ask you, Arlie. Here's one thing I'll give to you though. There's been 2 other people other than Cody that have beaten Gunther, and that was Ilya Dragunov, and that was, I believe, Braun Breaker.
Yep, and Sami Zayn at this year's WrestleMania.
Yep, so and Sami Zayn, but and that was after he had already beaten Sami Zayn, and I think he even beat Ilya Dragunov before Dragunov finally slayed the beast. So technically, that leaves only 2 people. So there's that too.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, Ilya, who knows how long he's gonna be back until he comes back, so he still needs to conquer that too. But I think it's just the fact that Cody's had the upper hand like 3 times already. So compared to Sami Zayn, where like he did, have like at least one upper hand, but he was able to win him. So I think that's the only difference. He hasn't been able to beat Cody at all so far. So maybe
There it
that's
is.
like so
That could be,
maybe when
yeah.
Ilya comes back, maybe that if he can't beat Ilya, that's another person he's gonna be like, man, like I can't beat him either. Like, so
Well, we don't got to worry about Cody Rhodes or Gunther in the Royal Rumble next year. That's for sure, because they're both champions. They're the targets.
And the comment on the attractiveness of bisexual Undertaker. Get a comment?
Will you please stop that?
He's not my cup of tea. So
Fair enough. Okay, there you go.
Dude,
my friend
he's an
likes
attractive
him.
dude. I
My
can't
friend
lie.
likes him, but
What
he's
the
not
hell
my
is
cup of
happening?
tea.
And
Yeah,
He's not my
one
cup
of
of tea,
them
but my friend
lose
likes
the-
him. So
Go-
Unless
go-
one of them lose the title on the first Raw of Netflix. Don't count that out as a possibility.
Okay, I'll give you that. But bottom line, there's 2 things here. Gunther has nobody strong enough on that roster, not named Ilya, not named Braun Breaker, to oppose him. And 2, the Rock story with Cody is not over. Manuel, what you gotta say real quick? Besides bisexual Undertaker.
About to say, that was my question. How did they get the reputation of bisexual Undertaker? I don't understand this. Is he bisexual in real life? If that's
I don't think so. I think
then let
okay,
it be.
so
Let it be
think it's-
bisexual.
no,
I
it was a
think it's
meme.
the tall goth look, the
Yeah.
guy liner, the purple.
God.
He wears a lot of bondage, so that's a giveaway that he might be
The tight
very open
leather.
about his bisexuality. I don't think he actually is bisexual. I just think people called him that because it was funny, and it kind of stuck. So
All we're missing now is a My Chemical Romance cover by him. Good grief almighty.
Hey, he is in a band. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. He did.
Shut
sing
it,
his own
James.
theme song. He did sing his own theme song. He could do it.
Oy.
Cover of My Chemical Romance coming soon.
Welcome
featuring
to the
Diddy.
Black Parade.
No. Oh, no.
I don't need that stuck in my head right now. Not copyright. Okay, but bottom line, Damian Priest's personality traits that you won't find on WWE Supercard aside. We all got Gunther retaining. Oh, good grief almighty.
I will still call him Walter. I will not call him by that name.
Don't,
ever.
I didn't even think about Brock Lesnar, actually. That's a whole nother conversation now that I think about that. That would be interesting, actually.
It probably will happen if Vince is pardoned by a certain president. Let's not talk about it, though.
Well,
move on.
It
Yeah,
won't happen.
Talk
'Cause-
about
It won't
that.
happen because Gunther ain't black.
No.
yeah, we don't talk about politics here. We talk about professional wrestling. But since we're talking about things domestically, why don't we change things internationally with the Intercontinental Championship, shall we? Let's go ahead and talk about the triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship made official tonight. And I'm not going to lie, kind of saw this coming last week. Everybody saw this coming last week if you were watching Monday Night Raw. Yes, I still watch highlight. I can't believe Aaron is coming the least passionate about this company. Just because I
That
don't
was
watch
me.
it.
I called you that.
Just because I don't watch the shows doesn't mean I don't care. Shoot, Triple H made me care about WWE since freaking I can't remember the last year I cared about WWE this much.
06 probably.
Okay, Noah, but let's be 100%. Let's keep it 1,000 here.
Yeah,
TNA, AEW, New
NWW.
Japan,
Stardom, Noah,
Yeah.
Ring of Honor.
WWE is at the bottom of the list. NXT is above main roster WWE.
Yeah, well, WWE's always been at the
Let's
bottom
be
of my
honest.
wrestling itinerary.
Okay, so it's the company you're the least passionate about.
Well, I mean, passion is a unique word, but we're not trying to turn this into a discussion of words here, all right? This isn't reading Rainbow. Let's move on. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the Intercontinental Championship.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Walter!
No, we gotta get the DMX cover of that.
Oh no.
This is why I'm in the middle of the madness, folks. I'm surrounded by buffoons.
Hey,
I'm so happy.
Except
Walter
you
knows
so
what I'm
far.
talking
You've been a
about.
good boy. I'm proud of you.
thank you.
He's
All
sick
right,
and
let's go.
tired and he works with children.
That's story of my life. I work with teenagers on a weekly basis, but that's also a whole different purpose for Christ. Let's go ahead and talk about this. WWE Intercontinental Championship triple threat match here, all right? We have Braun Breaker, the champion, defending against Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus. And again, the key thing here, yeah, bloody hell indeed. The key thing here, Sheamus, this is the only title he has yet to get in his WWE career to complete the Grand Slam. And I've lost count how many times now he's had a chance against Braun Breaker and Gunther for it, and how many times Ludwig Kaiser's gotten involved. This thing, although with Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus really picked up, though, since their first encounter where they wanted to have banger after banger after banger after banger, and so they did. And now, of course, you get what's going to happen here. And, of course, tonight it was Ludwig Kaiser versus Braun Breaker, and, well, all hell broke loose. So now we got a triple threat. You know the formula. Buffer, fall person. Now let's see if one of you can illustrate who's going to win this. And if you want to talk about who needs to fall, then I encourage you to do that as you set the ballot. That being said, it's been a long ass time since on Super Dip Dave. Let's have you lead a match. Go ahead and talk about the Intercontinental Championship and who you got winning.
Wow, this is a really tough one, actually. It's the way they booked this. I actually can see all three of these guys winning because Sheamus desperately needs his Grand Slam. Ludwig Kaiser desperately needs something. And yeah, Braun Breaker just won the belt back. Shit. I'm gonna go with slimy heel tactics will get the dub for Ludwig Kaiser. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong, but I think he's been impressing lately as a singles act. I did not expect that he was going to, but honestly, if he wins that belt, got a bit of a two-man power trip dynamic going on between Ludwig and Walter. So I'm going to go with him. Honestly, I don't know who else you can. I want to go with Sheamus, but I can see it going either way because I want to go with Sheamus for the matches he had with Gunther, and I'd love to see him win the belt. Just as like a thank you for those matches and thank you to little final hurrah for Sheamus there. But I would love to see Braun Breaker have a even lengthier reign, but I think he's got bigger fish to fry coming in the form of Cena. Personally, And so maybe their logic is get the belt off him just so that way they don't need to have a title on the line and just have him versus Cena at Mania in a one-on-one. So, yeah, you got to go with Ludwig. I don't know what else. I don't know who else you can go just by that logic.
Very unique logic, and Lou has been trying to stand on his own to prove why he is European excellence, and Gunther has approved. Gunther and Lou right now are doing basically each their own roads, but I like that, and I gotta admit, I did not expect you to pick that. All right, well, the bow's been set for a new Intercontinental Champion at Ludwig Kaiser, and I guarantee you at least one person here is going to have a disagreement. So I'll open the floor and ask if there is a disagreement. Going why? Yeah. I knew it. This is gonna be fun. About to say, ding. JJ, go ahead. What's on your mind first?
First and foremost, Natalie thinks Braun is going to retain.
And so do I.
Ditto.
I'm torn between Braun retaining and Sheamus getting the title, though. I think Ludwig is the fall person, regardless. I hate to say that for Ludwig Kaiser, because I definitely feel that he is Intercontinental Champion, and him and Gunther as champions would be fucking amazing.
Yes, I agree.
But Braun just got the belt back. Why would you give the belt back to him just to immediately yank it away from him? If that was the case, then you should have left it on Jey Uso, like I said, and had him dump it tonight going into Survivor Series.
Yep.
There's no reason to take it back from Braun this soon. I honestly feel Braun is probably going to hold it again. I keep coming back to these points, but either till Saturday night's main event or the first Raw of Netflix. Those, and especially the first Raw of Netflix, it's going to be the beginning of a new era. It's going to be ground zero. What better way to reset the WWE landscape than with some major title shakeups? You know, I think Braun's going to retain. I don't think Sheamus needs the Grand Slam. As much as I've never been the biggest fan of the live action version of Beaker, he just doesn't need it. He's had a Hall of Fame career without it. If his career had sucked, then maybe I'd be like, yeah, okay, make him Grand Slam. That definitely would solidify him as Hall of Fame. But he's had a Hall of Fame career. He doesn't need the championship. Nor does Cena, but I could see them giving it to Cena over Sheamus because of everything that Cena did for the company. The way he threw the company on his back, for better or for worse. You figure Cena had the company on his back through some of the dark ages during the time of the Empire. You know, it would make sense to give him that thank you. Sheamus doesn't have to have it. Sheamus can be perfectly content being the job guy, putting over the future of the company, putting over the Braun Breakers, the Ludwig Kaisers, the Gunthers. Braun retains.
All right. And that's, I think, the first match that both you and Natalie, I think, agreed upon. So, okay. So we had a Ludwig Kaiser, we've had a Braun Breaker. Now, I know Arlene and Fatboy and then Dean, Mr. Delayed, had their hand up as well. But I just want to put this out real quick before I go around. Does anyone want to put a ballot out there or believe that Sheamus is going to win? Okay, just wanted to check. All right. So that being said, I saw Arlene, then Fatboy, then Walter. So Arlene, we got a Braun, we got a Kaiser. It sounds like because everyone put their hand up after James, and we're not doing with Sheamus, the consensus here is Braun retaining. Am I right, Arlene?
Yeah, you're right. I do think Braun's retaining. I do agree with JJ. I think Kaiser is going to take the pin. Um and the reason why I think he's going to take the pin is because there's already been a little dissension between the ring general and Ludwig. Like he's been pushing Ludwig out of the way and everything like that. And honestly, I think it should be Ludwig Kaiser to dethrone Gunther so he could be the top. I think that should be the case. I think Gunther should, and I think Gunther would be probably like happy with that because Ludwig Kaiser's been with him all this time to give a friend a solid and everything like that. I could see that in the future that Ludwig Kaiser's the one, and like maybe they turn him face and then then him defeating Gunther and going for like a bigger title instead of just the Intercontinental title. But I could be wrong, but I kind of want to see that to happen because I think he's paid his dues. I think he does deserve that title, a title.
All right, that's fair enough. And I'm pretty sure the same consensus around here about Sheamus doesn't need the grandson. John Cena might be the participant. Bromberg retaining is probably echoed amongst Staff Boy, Walter, and Emmanuel. So I think that being said, the majority is going with Braun Breaker. But James, always appreciate you when you stand out. You stand out your whole life. All right, well, let's go ahead and move into something.
That sounds like the biggest backhand compliment I've ever heard in my life. What the fuck do you mean by that? What do you mean?
The world may never know.
He means you're special, but we love you anyway, James.
Exactly.
You get, and thanks for trying, or James.
I think I'm special. I do.
You're something else. That's
your eyes.
You're something else, that's for sure. But you're also sometimes very much a very real freaking idiot. All right.
My eyes, they're going in two directions.
And Charles, trust me, I'm aware of the people I deal with on a weekly basis. There's a reason why my blood pressure is somehow still stable. Don't know how much longer that's going to last, though. All right. Well, that being said, we've had a lot of fun talk, entertainment, shenanigans, humor, unique future brilliant discussions, but let's go ahead and fucking get down to business for real, shall we? And as somebody that doesn't give two blanks about Disney, you know exactly what I mean. And Staffboy, this is the reason why you're here. You're going to kick this thing off, and then I know you're going to be when I do, and I thank you for being a part of this. Let's go ahead and talk about our main event, WarGames Bloodline. It is the OG Bloodline, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, and of course, you see his brother, Jimmy Uso. We got the Usos back together. And yeah, that's not Photoshop, folks. 1 year to the day. He's actually in war this time, but returning to the aftermath. CM Punk. Taking on insert name here. I'm going to put bootleg bloodline on the form. Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Sikoa, Fatu, and Big Bronson Reed. All right. We're going to dissect this thing at least for probably another hour. And I welcome everybody to do that because this is where shit gets real. You talk about Netflix, you talk about Saturday Night Event, you talk about WrestleMania. This match is going to define a whole damn lot of that shit. Mark my words. That boy, it's on you. Break it down. Talk about it. Your starters, your winner.
Winner is going to be Original Bloodline. They are tied 1-1. Roman and Cody beat Solo and Jacob. Then they went to Saudi. New Bloodline wins. So it's 1-1. Even though you can call this the rubber match, you can call this match 3, the story is still going to continue. They're going to stretch it as long as they can. They're going to stretch it to WrestleMania. They're probably going to let things simmer down a little bit. Solo's still going to be very adamant. Roman's going to say, acknowledge me. Solo's going to say, no. It's going to keep going. We're going to go to the Rumble. The Rumble is going to be Bloodline heavy. All 8, 9, 10 of those people are going to be in the Rumble. I wouldn't be surprised if they dominated the whole Rumble and kept the story going. Going forward, and let me get this little bit out here. I can see Solo winning the Rumble, but we'll talk about that in January. I'm very happy that the Wise Man is back. I'm very happy that I'm a little surprised that Punk is joining and it's not Seth. They can continue the whole Seth Bronson Reed thing, but also Seth could be a wild card. Somehow, let's revisit Shawn Michaels coming through the bottom of the cage. Let's put Seth at the bottom of the War Games match and let him go in there and either go after Punk or go after Bronson Reed. Either way, it works. Then, like I said, we let the original Bloodline get their win. Continue the story with that. Let it simmer, let it cook, and everything goes as planned. It's working. It's cooking nicely. Don't burn it. Don't let it rest. Let's let it simmer a little bit. OG, as far as who starts, let's go. Let's go the odd man. Let's go Sami and Bronson. You don't want. We know everybody wants Roman and Solo to beat the hell out of each other. We know that. It's going to happen. We know it's going to happen probably at WrestleMania. That's when you'll get it. You don't get it now. Roman will get a few shots in. Solo will get a few shots in. Bottom line, they will not start. As far as that, I think I'm good.
All righty. Well, Statboy, thank you for opening the discussion. The bow's been set to the original Bloodline winning and Sami Zayn and Bronson Reed starting. And I believe you said you needed to go after you gave your prediction, sir.
Sadly, yes, I do. I've got a morning ride I've got to take first thing. So let me say thank you for bringing me into the panel. Follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. We're getting closer and closer to the CFB playoffs in college football. Go Vols! We're getting closer and closer to more watch-alongs as football season comes along. I'm getting excited about that one. And also, just so you know, Noah Foster, I did call our local radio station WIMZ 1035 in Knoxville. Told everybody about like I did last time. So hopefully everybody watches. You got a plug on the radio. You're welcome.
Thank you. Happy to promote, wrestling fun. Again, not about me, not about wrestling, but I appreciate that. That's kind of cool.
I will see you all for for Survivor Series War Games. Statboy out.
Appreciate you, brother.
Join us till August.
But thanks.
August, yeah. I'm going to hibernate for the winter.
You're going to miss the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania and come back on SummerSlam.
I don't blame you. I was
All
about
right.
to say I gotta get on the whole Statboy train of promotion, man. Like, because he seems to have this shit down to a science. For those who don't know, this is the same radio station he plugged the World Series watch-along to. Like, got the World Series watch-alongs to like 1.3K views. So I'll have what he's having. I gotta get on that shit.
Yes, you do.
I gotta find my local radio stations to plug our stuff to going forward.
Why not? It works.
I'm out. There you go.
Hey, publicity is key, especially in this world. Thank you so much, Statboy. Everybody, Statboy Mike, please, again, follow the Sports Bar with him and Dory Lou across, of course, Superior Reliable Studios in and out of Survivor Studios too. And please follow them as well. They are your friendly barkeeps that keep you in tune across all the sports statistics. Appreciate both of you. Tell Dory I said hi and happy Thanksgiving to both of you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
All right. And then there was the sensational six. All right. Well, Statboy set up quite an argument. Now, again, I know nobody has a lot to say, so everyone's going to get their piece. Let's go ahead and go to I'm the simple man, not the wise man. But JJ, I acknowledge you, my friend, and your long-term storytelling. You're up next. What's your thoughts on this match and your starters? Who you got winning?
Well, before I go on my diatribe, let me just say that Natalie, of course, acknowledges her tribal chief. She's got Roman's team winning. And she has Jimmy and Tama Tonga as your starters.
All right.
Now, as you know from last night's predictions, I'm with her halfway on the starters. 2 years ago when the Bloodline was in War Games, it was Jay Uso that started. I think they're going to run that back. And I think they're going to bring Tama Tonga in for the first one on the bootleg Bloodline side. I think what they're going to end up doing is then having, let's see, the heels have the advantage. So it'll be Tama and Jay. Then we'll get Tonga Loa. And then we'll get Jimmy. And we'll get a few minutes of the Usos versus the Tongans to potentially plant the seed rolling in towards Saturday Night Main Event, Netflix, WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
because I could definitely see the Usos versus the Tongans at WrestleMania.
Oh,
No.
bar none.
So I think this is how we kind of get those seeds rolling, is by having those four as the first four. And let's just be honest, Tongaloa doesn't need to be in there from the jump. No, he's a tag team worker for a reason. Wait, let him have somebody to come in and join as opposed to being the guy to start it.
We don't need those crazy ass sissy chops. No, thank you. Please, no,
No.
thank you. I don't need
No.
them. Please.
Relax, James. Continue, JJ.
I swear if I see him do one more of those, I'm going to scream. Anyway.
Thankfully, you won't be on commentary, so you won't shatter people's eardrums.
I will scream. I will scream to the void.
But
Scream to the void.
yeah, I think it'll be Jay and Tama to start. I have the babyface OGs winning.
Okay.
I feel like the team with the advantage is the team that's going to lose. I just think it's science, because if you've got the advantage, then you should get the victory because you've got the advantage. So storytelling would be to have the opposition overcome the advantage and vanquish the other team.
Mm.
Baby faces have the advantage in the women, so the heels overcoming that. The heels have the advantage here, so the baby faces overcome that.
Okay.
I think
So
it's pretty simple, you know, to steal a phrase from the Simple Man. It's as simple as that.
Oh.
I approve. Fair enough. And again, in total, there's 5 matches here, folks. It's a 5-match card, and 2 matches are probably going to be about an hour. That being said, Jay said Jey Uso, Tama Tonga, and the original Bloodline winning. Alrighty. Well, James, you came on here for this reason and this reason particularly before we go to the battling siblings and want the Cruise to close it out. So, floor's on you, my friend. What do you feel about this Men WarGames match for your starters? Who you got winning?
Well, starters are going to be the easiest bit, I think. For me, I'm going to go with the honorary Usos. I'm going to go with Bronson, Reed, and Sami to kick things off. I think little David and Goliath match up there. I feel like Sami will feel like he's got a point to prove and show his loyalty. And I think Jimmy is actually the one that they got to look out for. I know somebody else had that theory as well. That would have been Arlene. So I'll let her kind of get into that. But I do believe I'm going to have the heels win despite them having the advantage. Because I think there's a couple factors. There's actually a few different factors here.
Go for it.
One, The Rock can interfere. And, you know, somebody, whether it's Jimmy, whether it's Heyman, could have been the reason to call him in and then screw Roman out. Could happen. There's also the Seth Rollins equation to this. I know he refused this, but I feel like Seth Rollins could go into a conniption fit very, very similar to how Kevin Owens is going into a conniption about Cody, you know, picking Roman and siding with Roman. I could see the same thing here with, you know, the guys he respects the most in that locker room siding with CM Punk, and that causes him to lose it. You know, we might not even see The Rock. We might not see any of the family turn on each other. It very well could come down to Seth Rollins costing CM Punk and the Bloodline the win. So I feel like Bootleg Bloodline's going to win it just based off of that. And I think it was set up beautifully because, yes, he did refuse, but it isn't about the fact that they chose Punk over him. It's the fact that they even believed, had the audacity to think that CM Punk changed. And everybody's been on this kick that CM Punk's changed, right? He's not buying it. He hasn't been buying it since last year. That's obviously going to play into their feud going into WrestleMania. And you got to imagine that's going to go in to a crazy one-on-one match between the two. So I'm going to go with the heel team via Rollins interference. I think that's my main pick. It could be Jimmy, could be Heyman. I think it's going to be Rollins that cost him ultimately in the end.
All righty. Yes, JJ, I see your hand up.
As far as The Rock goes, I just wanted to comment on that point real quick, and don't get it twisted. I will pop hardcore if The Rock shows up.
Oh, I know you will.
But I think the most we'll get is his music as a distraction.
Yeah,
Keep in mind, he's in the middle of filming the live action Moana right now and doing press junkets for Moana 2.
Oh, yeah, he's in Hawaii, isn't he? Yeah.
So he's doing a lot of press, a lot of publicity, which, if he just so happens to be in the vicinity, it's not like it's impossible. I think they said last night on the No DQ stream, it's only like a 6-hour flight from Hawaii to Vancouver.
Private jet will get you there.
Not out of the realm of possibility, but with everything else Rocky has on his plate right now, I don't see it. If anything, I see his music hitting to cause that distraction.
Yes.
And then possibly costing the OGs the win.
Yeah.
Plus the
think
red one just came out.
I do think you're a little bit more on track as far as Seth goes.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's enough to cost the OGs because Punk isn't really a part of them in the first place. So Punk being distracted doesn't take anything away from the blood feud.
So you're thinking...
I already picked the OGs to win. I'm just saying I don't think Seth coming out would be a detriment because Punk is such an minor cog in this that I don't think that if he was diverted to Seth, it would cost them.
Man, Paul Heyman's going to have a busy-ass WrestleMania. Again.
I'll say it once, I'll say it again, and there's a reason why I'm wearing this attire. There's a reason why the Bloodline storyline's been going as long as it has. It's not because of Roman. It's not because of Solo. It's not even because of The Rock. It is because of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is dictating the Bloodline. And I think there, again, was a reason why him and Solo were similarly attired despite the Paul Bearer callback. Paul Heyman is a wise man, but he is also a snake in the grass. You know this per fact, James.
And he's justified. He's justified because
no doubt.
Paul Heyman was not saved by Roman. Roman was too busy training to get back into ring shape. Didn't even look at his TB just to see if his family, his bloodline, his alma mater was okay.
Yeah.
So he has every right to betray Roman.
I just want to put in that halftime nugget of thought there as we got 3 people left, and I love the conversation so far. All right, Arlene, let's go to you next. What's your thoughts regarding the Men's Survivor Series WarGames match? And who do you have winning? Who are your starters?
I just want to say for the simple fact that I have been saying for the longest time that Paul Heyman might turn, and you guys called me crazy.
I didn't say anything.
We're talking. Now we're talking about how he might turn on Roman.
Well, okay. In fairness, Arlene, Heyman didn't have a reason that was justifiable for Heyman to turn, and he
I disagree, James.
That.
I disagree.
Now he does.
I disagree because there's been Easter eggs. If you go back to when he had the conversation with Nick Aldis, what did he say to Nick Aldis? I haven't spoken to Roman Reigns since WrestleMania.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, though. That's
there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now he has a legitimate reason.
But I've been saying since before that, like when he got, I think this was all planned by Paul Heyman. Him going to that table was planned.
You think it was?
Does that make me sound crazy? Yes, probably. But it just leading to little seeds. But because now it's being talked about, it's like no longer do I sound crazy, right? Because I've been saying they need someone to help Solo. Yeah, he's getting better on the mic, and you guys are like, "Oh, what about Roberto?" I'm like, "No, it's
Yeah,
probably going to be Paul
well,
Heyman."
he's getting better on the mic because they're not having him be like, big mad. Like he's like the guy can talk. I've been saying, I've been preaching. I've been on Solo's fan club. This dude can talk, and he's showing that he can talk. I've seen this mother. I edited a promo for this guy for an independent that never even got off the ground. True story, by the way. So I know this motherfucker can talk because I've seen him cut a goddamn good promo. This dude can speak. The problem is, you cannot have him be like, like, no.
All right, James, thank you for that interjection on Solo Sikoa's promo capability that is not apparently properly appreciated in W2K24, but let Arlene finish her piece, please.
James, that's the difference between Vince McMahon and Triple H booking.
No,
That too.
I know. He's at least adjusted. He's allowing him to be himself.
But anyways,
Arlene.
if you think about it, everybody that's on Roman's team has been jilted by the tribal chief, Sami Zayn.
Yep.
Jimmy.
Yep.
Jay.
Yep.
CM Punk and their like feud from like way back before he came back. Everybody has a reason for not liking Roman.
Yes.
Since Jimmy has been trying to get Jay to come back, he says, "No, Sammy's not an Usi." That setup with him walking to Solo's car and Sammy speaking with Solo, I guarantee you that was planned. That was planned.
Yeah, maybe.
He knew where Sammy was going to be.
Maybe.
Just like Sammy, people saying that Sammy might turn. I actually also starting to believe that maybe Sammy might also join that ship as well. Because how did Jimmy know, unless Solo told him, and even then, how did he know that they were looking at him? Jimmy has been whispering, "Why don't you talk to Cody about joining our team?" Roman turns it down. Why is he even throwing Cody's name out? Why is Sammy throwing Seth's names out, knowing that they don't get along?
Yeah, and he
They're
knows
planning.
He can't talk to Owens. That's out of the question.
So it's like, to me, the original bloodline is winning. Now you're thinking the fans are gonna go home happy. This is how I would write it off. Okay, this is how I would end. Everybody's putting their wands out. Michael Cole saying thank you, good night, and you see the little WWE trademark. That's when the turn happens. You have Jimmy super kick Jay, because I've been saying it from the beginning that Jimmy is going to betray Jay. This was all an act to get Jay to feel insecure, just like Roman to feel insecure. Roman's going to be looking at Jimmy like, what the heck? And sure, heck, I'll even throw Sami in there. Maybe he does something to Roman too. And Jay's like, what the? He didn't even want to be a part of this. So it's like, it's not like, okay, well, I did my due. Like, like, I'll try to help you. But it's like, to me, you have to, I feel like it's a bigger cliffhanger if you have the betrayal as like, you think the show's over, everybody's leaving happy, people are walking up the stairs, that the betrayal happened there.
After they win,
then,
yeah. Well, it's not like Roman's changed much, yeah.
And then you have The Rock and maybe Paul Heyman standing each other on the Jumbotron, just standing next to each other, not having to say anything, and it goes black. And that's how you end SummerSlam.
So you need dynamic.
Sorry, seriously. Sorry. I was getting to the SummerSlam.
Why does everyone keep talking about SummerSlam? I went to SummerSlam.
The double S's.
The double S's.
Damn double S, stupid nonsense, S squared. Okay, I get it. Good grief.
And that's how you end the show.
All right.
Because now you want to have people turn in on Monday to see what happens next.
And also, again, this is the hiatus until the Royal Rumble that is officially in February. And that being said, we know that at this moment, Gunther and Johnson and Cody Rhodes will not be in it. So, again, though, that being said, Arlene, wild booking, love it. But also, simply put, who are your starters? And then JD, I acknowledge you after she says her starters.
I think, like I was telling my brother, the way I would start it, because if you think about it, it's like you have The Rock as the final boss. Solo Sikoa is basically his second hand man, maybe, and then you have Jacob.
In War Games.
Yeah, I know, but this is why I'm choosing. Like you're going to start with the weakest ones. So Bronson Reed's not really part of the bloodline, so I think that's why he's gonna start. And then you go Tama Tongas, then you go Jacob Fatu, then Solo. Because you start with the weak and then you go slowly building up to you get to the final boss, which is supposedly Solo Sikoa, but we know it's really The Rock. But it's like video game logic. You start with the weakest, like in this case, Bronson Reed's
Mortal
not
Kombat,
considered
Arcade
weak.
Tower.
Yeah, but like the Bronson Reed's not like weak, but since he's not part of the bloodline, you go first, then I'll send my cavalry and starting with the weakest and then working up till like you get to the final one. And in this case, I agree with James. I think Sami is gonna be the one to start on the other side.
Okay. Well, again, final boss will be engaged at some point, but according to Arlene, the electricity will be filled this Saturday after the fact. JJ, I acknowledge you. I saw you had your hand up, and apparently, once again, something must have sparked in your mind. What do you guys say?
I
Uh-oh.
think Arlene might be onto something as far as Jimmy goes, because think about it. Everybody that has joined Roman's team has been hesitant. Jimmy joined way too quickly, way too easily.
This is true.
As soon as Roman came back and needed somebody, Jimmy was right there. Like Roman had carrots hanging out of his ass crack and Jimmy was a rabbit. Jay took convincing. Sami took convincing. Punk only joined because of Heyman.
Well, Heyman guy.
Jimmy was a little too quick to be there, so Arlene could be onto something about Jimmy's heel turn.
Yes, but to be fair, it doesn't surprise me that Jimmy would side with Roman immediately because, we go back to the SmackDown after WrestleMania where he kind of literally got his head caved in.
No, true, but I don't know. Like I feel like he was way too quick to forgive and forget. Whereas everybody else was like, do you not remember what this motherfucker did to us? Why should I trust him?
Yeah.
Jimmy's like, you're forgiven, Us. Let's roll. Let's do this thing.
But that's the thing. He's always been the kiss ass of
always. I think Arlene could be onto something. As crazy as we all thought that she was, I think she might be onto something. And if she ends up being right, I will straight up acknowledge her on the shenanigans. I will even give her a free karaoke spin.
You monster.
And
Anyway.
Let's pray that it comes up on Noah.
Stop it!
No, I was just gonna say because I did predict that was gonna happen the last pay-per-view, but I mean it makes sense that that's why I was like saying that the interference between the women's had to be happening during the match. Here, I think it has to be the betrayal has to happen at the end, and plus, Jimmy even said himself like, "What should we trust CM Punk?" The wise man said we should trust him.
Can we trust him? Sorry,
Harvey Dent, Two-Face. Flip a coin and
It's
see
like,
what happens.
And then it says like it's not like by accident. He could have chosen any other T-shirt color, red, any other handkerchief color, but it's red. It's like he wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't meant to serve its purpose.
As far as that goes to that point, let's keep in mind that the entire OG bloodline was wearing black and red also in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Their shirts are black and red. Paul's going to be dressed a little bit more professionally as the wise man. Punk is wearing his own merch as a shill, which Punk does Punk things. But everybody else in the OG was wearing black and red. So,
Is
Sorry.
Walter about to reveal a shirt?
Yeah. I was gonna say-
OTC.
No, also there was also like someone that said on Twitter that like there was like a little wink that Paul Heyman gave to Jimmy, like as well towards the end of that thing. So I don't know if people are looking too much into that, or maybe it was a reason that he was winking at him because maybe Jimmy was the one that reached out to him. But how did Jimmy get the number and not Roman?
The finer details are definitely behind the scenes, beyond our screen. But I stick by what I said. Paul Heyman's dictating the Bloodline saga. This is not going to end come Survivor Series.
They made it unpredictable, and that's why I'm watching, because I'm happy with any result they go with, because there's a lot of mileage regardless of where they go.
And again,
that is impossible to happen, by the way.
Right? And again, like Jada's been saying, Saturday night's main event and the Netflix Monday Night Raw are going to be buffers towards the next part of this tale that's got to pick up at the Royal Rumble. I was going to put it out there right now. Bull proclamation. Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. Anyway, Emmanuel, it's your turn now. So go ahead and say your starters and your team picking. What do you guys say about this Bloodline match? Then Arlene, I saw your hand, and then we'll do Walter last.
There, go first. I'll
look at that. Such a gentleman. Who said somebody said? Go ahead, Arlene. You got a thought real quick?
I was gonna say, I was just gonna say, I disagree with you. No, I think The Rock's gonna win the Royal Rumble, and you know what what they're gonna end up throwing him back to. Remember a certain Royal Rumble when everybody wanted Dio Bryant to win, but then Roman won?
2015, Philadelphia.
What if everybody wants Roman to win, but then The Rock eliminates Roman, and now all the fans are mad because now Roman's not gonna go to WrestleMania?
Well, there's also Elimination Chamber in Toronto, but I still think that's bull. But the bottom line, there's a reason why The Rock showed up and told Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
So I just think that, then you have Rock have like say to Roman's fans, oh, what happened? You didn't get what you guys wanted, just like Cody's fans forced away.
Cody
Now you're gonna
crybabies,
force
yeah.
away. Yeah, exactly.
Cody
Now it's
crybabies.
gonna be Roman crybabies because they didn't get
Roman crybabies.
yeah,
I
because
hope
they
we
didn't
see.
get
I
what
want to
they
see.
wanted.
I want to see Cody go heel because of that and go full Homelander, please. I want to see him go there.
Cody Rhodes is way too over as a babyface to go heel at this point. He's basically trying to usurp what John Cena was in over a decade in less than freaking 3 years. Just saying.
You have not watched The Boys to understand where they're going, then, my friend.
Well, that's what you think. Anyway, Emmanuel, you're on point. What do you guys say regarding the men's Survivor Series WarGames match and the two starters?
Well, kind of hard to top what Irene said right there. Just saying right there. But I disagree with her in some aspects of the thing.
Of course you did.
No, it's because think about it. Like in WrestleMania, Jimmy was with Roman's side to the end, so that's okay. That makes sense. That makes logical sense in the end because he never betrayed Roman Reigns, and him going, "Hey, we're back." That makes sense because he never left his side. But there's 4 people that he hurt and burned during that. 3 people who burned those bridges. Sami Zayn, which hit him with the chair. Jey Uso, super kicked him. He tried to call his tribal chief, nowhere to be found. That's Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman feels betrayed. So Paul Heyman is going to be betraying Roman Reigns in the end. I agree in some aspects. Maybe there's a heel turn between Sami. Maybe. I'm not sure. Because if you think about it, for me, like it makes a little bit more sense if there's a like everybody's like Solo just won. They're shocked. They don't know what to do. But as is but the crowd's gonna get seriously cheer. OG. and they're gonna point out either way they're gonna have their happy ending. I could see Orion's theory, like in the end, they that's when the heel turns. Once the heel turn happens, and then bam, the bootleg bloodline, jumps the original bloodline and he beats him up, and the crowd is so stunned that you leave that thing like, what the heck? What happened? They go back like, and that's when Rock maybe by like you guys mentioned, the Rock might appear. We don't know yet. But if he does appear, what if all of a sudden Rock comes out, and then that's when the new bloodline emerges, and with Paul Heyman, Rock, Solo, Jacob, the Fatus, and then you're going to go, what the hell? Who's going to stop him?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, to get there, it sounds like you got the original bloodline winning and then getting trampled afterwards. Is that basically what I'm interpreting?
No, new bloodline wins, then they get trampled in the end.
Yeah.
Because you need to make Solo look strong. Because if he loses, just give him the hula follow. That's what Virtue is saying. That's what the storyline is about.
Now we're talking about that.
Oh yeah, true.
And if he doesn't win, it makes him look weak as a leader. Like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he needs to win this. That way, in Royal Rumble, you set up the match. Jake Solo versus Roman Reigns with a hula fala, and who's the true tribal chief?
All right.
I don't think Roman Reigns is going to be in the Royal Rumble. He doesn't need to be in the Royal Rumble, in my opinion, because then, yes, if he does come, then it's going to be kind of predictable who's going to win, the new bloodline or the original bloodline. And that's going to be kind of boring, in my opinion, because we don't need to go that way. It's going to be like, okay, like who's going to win this, and then who has not won a second Royal Rumble?
Yeah,
The Rock.
Yeah,
remember, Rock never won his Royal Rumble. He Big Show won the Royal Rumble, but in the record books, this is The Rock. So maybe this is the first time in his career he actually wins the Royal Rumble. Hopefully, and does not botch this and actually win the Royal Rumble.
That's actually fair.
Big Show won that last one.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that, but you do bring up a valid point. And I was thinking about the Ula Fala because at the end of the day, that is Roman Reigns' keepsake. That is his heritage given down to his family, rest in power. And I think truly his feud with Solo doesn't end until he gets that back. And I don't think it's going to be through tribal combat. So I get what you're saying. And so, yeah, maybe he's not involved in the Royal Rumble, but they actually do that match at the Royal Rumble to give the Royal Rumble more merit. But that being said, what are your starters for this WarGames match while you're trying to book the Royal Rumble that's not till February?
Well, yeah, that's what I've been thinking about it. Like I mean, like I was like thinking to myself, like, hey, everybody went. It's kind of hard to predict who's opening because, to
that's
be
why
honest,
Aaron made it bonus
yeah,
points.
yeah,
Crazy
yeah.
man.
So yeah, I mean, like I think it's gonna be Jay, like as the hot opener. I could see that, but the heel side is kind of like the toss up because you have the Fatus, and I'm like, like you really don't want that. But I would say Bronson Reed just because he needs to prove himself more for like this is like you want to be part of this new bloodline, prove yourself.
Yeah.
And it's basically a prove yourself moment, and why we picked you as as a team.
as our Aussie assassin of the bloodline.
The assassin. Well, I mean, also Jey Uso and Bronson Reed, they had their fallout when they were, finding it out to be number one contenders at certain points for, I believe, the Intercontinental Championship. So, I mean, there is that history as well. And also talking about The Rock winning Royal Rumble, let's not forget Rock has the power as a member of the board. The final boss can dictate who wins the Royal Rumble if he dares so chooses. So this is not too far-fetched either. But that being said, Emmanuel is going with the new bloodline, Jey Uso and Bronson Reed. Unique starting combination. All right, Arlene, I see your hand up real quick, and then we'll go to Walter to close this thing out. What do you guys say real quick?
Oh, I was just gonna say that he says that, well, he's always been with Jimmy, but where was Roman when Jimmy was knocked down by Solo and the Tomatongas?
The week less than the week after
He was
WrestleMania.
out. Where was he? He let Solo take over that bloodline and did nothing.
But that's not his fault because Roman decided to take a break, like he always
Exactly.
does.
Why is he taking a break? Why did he need a break though?
But I mean, have you
Why
not seen
did
that?
he break?
Did they eat in the past year already? He always leaves the H&R pay-per-view. He goes to for example, Survivor Series. Then he takes his break. The Royal Rumble. Then he takes another break.
That's also accurate.
Are you saying he's going to go into slumber?
Yeah, because that's
Hibernation.
that's Roman Reigns' MO since he was been champion. He's been taking breaks. Royal Rumble, he takes a break until WrestleMania. He takes a break until SummerSlam, and then takes another break.
That's what part-time means, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what part-time means. Or even like
But that's my point, though. That was my only point, though, is because it's part of the storyline, though. He chose to take his break once WrestleMania. He could have easily taken his break any other time. Was my point.
All right,
She's
you
not
two.
wrong. She's not
all right,
wrong.
you're not wrong, but all right, you two, ready, break. All right, good stuff. Let's go ahead and let Walter finally speak to close the thing out because he's actually wearing the shirt, and I don't know that's going to influence his decision, but this should still be interesting. All right, Walter, you're the last one to close out this conversation, and Jesus Christ, no one knows what the hell is going to happen in the 2025 into this madness. I'll tell you that. So go ahead and top everybody else, close it out. Who you got winning? And who are your two starters?
To start on the heel side, Jacob Fatu, because they're going to give him a showing and prove why they signed him. He's going to be a big deal, and he's going to be the breakout star of the new bloodline, and they're going to let him start. Because who wants to prove themselves more to Solo Sikoa than Jacob Fatu? He's the one always screaming, "I love you. You my tribal chief." What better way to prove it than to go out there and be the first one?
Yeah, true.
So, and then I say Jimmy on the other side. In terms of what's gonna happen, we brought up Punk. I think Punk is kind of not gonna be that big of a factor in this match because of Seth Rollins becoming out and turning heel, and that's gonna start the program leading to their WrestleMania match. You got that break and everything, so I think it's Seth's gonna get pissed. It's gonna look like he'll attack Reed to keep going, and then he's gonna see Punk, because if you look at all those videos, who was more pissed that Punk showed up at Survivor Series than freaking Seth Rollins, or Seth freaking Rollins, I should say. But so he's gonna go on it hard, and it's gonna be him. But it doesn't, like James said, that's the reason they lose. I don't think it's gonna affect him. He's just gonna literally take Punk out of the match, and everything else is still gonna be fine. It's not gonna affect who wins. So OG Bloodline is still gonna win regardless of that. He just takes Reed out first, then you take Punk out, and now it's 4-4. So it's still not a 5-on-5. So there's no advantage. But that's what I'm going with. And in terms of everybody saying The Rock, I think as soon as we get The Rock, I think they're gonna do it on Netflix, the Raw of Netflix. That's where you get The Raw. That's where you get The Rock, because more eyes are gonna be on that, just because it's like JJ said, it's the new beginning, it's the new era. What better way than if you bring out? You already know Cena's gonna be on there. You're bringing out all these big names. Now The Rock pops up on there, and just use it as a surprise though, because you already know how many people are gonna tune in. Let The Rock go, and then once the bootleg bloodline loses, The Rock can be like, all right, it's time for me to take over. Solo, you tried it, you didn't win. and it's my turn. I'm the one that was pulling the strings the whole time. I got to prove myself. I'm gonna go. I'm the real tribal chief, and then it goes to that, and then wow, Solo kind of plays a little back role, although he can stay in the new bloodline. It's gonna be The Rock all the way from there, and yeah, he's got the red one to promote and everything, so he doesn't need to be there every week. He can be there sporadically, but I feel like as soon as you see him is that Raw on Netflix.
All right.
And meanwhile, Tama Tonga is always going to be doing his Billy impression from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Before I give it to Emmanuel, that's it. Damn it, James, you freaking idiot! Okay. So Walter said check out Fatu and Jimmy Uso as the starters, and he also has the OG bloodline winning. Good grief.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I saw you like had to pick up from on, and I saw JJ. But
Yeah.
what you guys say? What you guys say, real quick, and then we'll go to JJ.
And I'm very confused with you, Walter, with the Seth Hilter and interfering with CM Punk. They gave him 2 opportunities to join the bloodline, that War Games match. I mean, like, why is he interfering in the match? That doesn't make sense. I mean,
it's bigger than the bloodline. You got to look
Yeah.
at Seth's perspective.
It's not
That's
about
why.
the bloodline. It's about his hatred for Punk.
Yep.
Yeah, about to say, and the sub feud with Bronson Reed is basically undermined by that bad blood towards CM Punk. So yeah, Punk's prime target. What's up, JJ?
Seth Rollins is in the elite camp.
And second question. My second question is: is Solo really? I just thought about it right now. Is Solo really gonna give the to The Rock just like that without no question?
I mean, The Rock is still one boss at the end of the day. So I mean, I'm just putting that out there. So
like
dictatorship.
Because it makes me wonder, like if we're thinking like if The Rock is the true tribal chief, like what if even Solo gets betrayed and he doesn't even see it?
The family's fucked is the moral of the story, kids.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a happy Thanksgiving for the Uzi clan, all right?
And the bloodline will never die. That being said, JJ, what you guys say real quick, brother?
Yeah, to kind of piggyback off of the Seth point, like this is bigger than the bloodline. It's, you know, he didn't want to help Roman because everything that Roman did to him and the way that his feud has been with Roman, but then the man that he despises most of all joins Roman. Mm-hmm. And this is how we get the ball rolling towards WrestleMania, since we had the injury at the Rumble this year, which cost us that match at Mania.
Exactly.
He'll be obsessed. Yep.
And again,
as such.
Well, but again,
I don't even
know.
As such, I don't even think Punk makes it inside the cage.
I was thinking that too.
Same.
I think as soon as Punk gets released, he starts making his way down the ramp. Here comes Seth over the barricade.
Curb stomp.
Takes him out, maybe not curb stomp, but attacks him, and the two either brawl through the crowd or back up the ramp to where Roman and his team are like, now what? We just lost a dude. And not only did the Wish version of the Bloodline have the advantage, now they've got these extra couple of minutes where Punk is supposed to be in there, and he's not going in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
I think Punk might be supposed to be the last one, and then that's why they do that.
Yeah, I think you say that towards the very end, and I also think at one point when Sami Zayn was proving himself to the tribal chief, the idea of Sami Zayn being the downfall to this team winning, considering that Carter of Sikoa, is definitely something to consider as well. I also think that if the new bloodline doesn't win here, then that win at Crown Jewel kind of just feels meh. I mean, again, it's not about pinning Roman Reigns. It's about proving your supremacy on the irrelevancy. The new bloodline is superior to the OG bloodline as a whole. We're dealing with the OG bloodline as a whole. So Sikoa winning this basically dominates everything that Roman Reigns basically tried to recreate in this War Games moment, which is why I do think that the new bloodline kind of needs to win this because, again, there's a lot more merit with them continuing to show that they are the force to acknowledge versus this just basically being, okay, OG bloodline is still superior to the new bloodline. What's Sikoa besides wearing the Ula Fala? There's so many things that could happen with the OG bloodline in losing versus winning that I think the new bloodline should be the winners. So that's why I went with new bloodline, and I am sticking with that. And as far as the starters, I still say Tama Tonga and Jey Uso is your way to go. Besides his stupid Billy gimmick, let's not forget Tama Tonga is a former number 1 champion and has huge potential as a single star. The problem with this new bloodline is they're not showing the damn Tama Tonga personality. Anyway, I'm still going with new bloodline, and I expect a big angle before the show goes off the air. What do you guys say real quick, Arlene?
Well, I was just gonna make some points, like when you guys were talking about CM Punk, it just reminded me to just remind people, for those who say CM Punk doesn't make sense, let's go back to when Paul Heyman asked Punk to help him get rid of the bootleg bloodline, and he's like, "What was that favor like that you needed me like to take him
Yeah.
with him?" Makes
Yeah.
sense why
Yeah.
he shows up with CM Punk. So for those people that don't know why, that is why. And then also I forgot my other point. Go to JJ, and then hopefully if I can think of it, I'll bring it back to me. But
All right, that's fine. I mean, I think we dissected this about as much as we can without going into 2025 WrestleMania 41. We're already talking about the Royal Rumble. But JJ, what you got to say real quick?
Even further than that, Arlene, let's jump back in our DeLoreans and go back to, I believe it was Survivor Series 2012.
Correct.
When the Shield made their debut and Roman Reigns and the Shield helped CM Punk retain his championship.
Yep.
Paul Heyman may feel like, hey, you kind of owe Roman a favor going all the way back to his debut.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They had that
a
whole.
lot
is
of
Punk with them
people
or
are
not?
sleeping on that tidbit. And I remember that vividly because it was just before I started to fall out of wrestling.
Yeah, I remember you.
I
talking about that.
remember that vividly, and a lot of people are forgetting about that.
Yep.
Roman's debut was with the Shield at Survivor Series, helping CM Punk defend his championship, I believe, against Ryback.
Yep.
That is correct.
Because they triple power bombed his bitch ass through the announce table.
And boy, did he deserve it.
So Heyman, having been Punk's advocate at the time, could feel that he kind of owes Roman a little bit of a favor going all the way back 12 years.
Yep.
Long-term story.
I could also do one better for you. None of us are any of the people online that have said this didn't make sense. You guys criticize AEW, but you don't criticize WWE because WWE actually has long-term storytelling. Folks, come the fuck on. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's a whole different subplot that has nothing to do with the fact that we're talking about the War Games match in context.
But yeah, all I'm saying is that the people that have said that doesn't make sense are literally elite fans that don't follow the product. I don't even follow the product weekly, and I know what's going on. You know?
Yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen once the War Games concludes and who's going to stand on top.
And
isn't that the greatest part of this?
Absolutely. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. This is the most important and unpredictable match in WWE's calendar year. Period.
There you go.
Well, now I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that also, spoiler alert for those who have not seen, there was some videos on Twitter showing that Paul Heyman hugged Jimmy, and then walked away with CM Punk.
He
They
didn't
even
acknowledge this
acknowledge it. And Roman, they said that he had a face like he's starting to suspect something. So maybe he doesn't trust his wise man as much as he thought he did. So just thought I'd point that out there on Twitter that people were posting a video about that.
Watch Paul Heyman. He's the one that will dictate the end of this war games more than anything else. Mark my words. Believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I cannot wait to see what happens at the conclusion of this and what it could lead to. Not just Saturday night's main event and Netflix on Raw, but more important, is it going to change our opinion of the Royal Rumble? Because at this point, is CM Punk going to win? Is Roman Reigns going to win? Is The Rock going to dictate and become number 31 and win it? Is there anybody else in WWE that should win it at this point that you think is worthy of winning it to go to the main event of WrestleMania? Are we
Joe Hendry.
You said his name, you son of a bitch. Why'd you do that? You know.
And he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Son of a bitch. All right, I knew that gimmick was going to come in. If Joe Hendry goes in the Royal Rumble, I don't give a damn who's on that call. I'm overriding all y'all's asses. That's
He's
fine.
definitely going to be in it. He's definitely going to be in it.
Main eventer,
Bet.
Joe Hendry, main eventer, WrestleMania. Come on, you can see that, though, right?
Yes.
The day Joe Henry main events WrestleMania is the day I'll literally pull a loan for my retirement to go to WrestleMania. All right, but that's a whole different conversation. Tokyo Dome.
Y'all heard it.
Hey, what I say on video has no context without being signed on the dotted line. All right, and what I said on video.
Bullshit.
Boy, shut up. All right, you don't dictate me or my wallet. That being said, again, what are your guys' thoughts regarding the Men's Survivor Series War Games? What's your thoughts on War Games as a whole? Who betrays who? Who is the snake in the grass? Who wins? Who gets left in the past? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below in the comments as we conclude. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for predictions form. Stay tuned for future city predictings. I assure you, this might be the biggest event left in WWE's calendar year with the biggest match in WWE's calendar year, but there's still at least a month of Fallout and other activities to come ahead too. So again, thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up with simple shills and plugs. Everybody, great job. Glad to all of you. Been an absolute pleasure. And yes, for those that don't know, I literally was writing down everybody's predictions including Natalie, so I have them written down. But again, they are not final until, let me make sure I get the time right, Walter, because yes, it is official. Your predictions, folks, will be official for the final event of the WWE PLE 2024 calendar year, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday night. Period. Not a minute later. So make sure you keep that in mind. And good luck to all. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's go ahead and do some plugs real quick. Again, I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Spend all your money. I hope you all enjoy yourselves. Thank you all for tuning in. Emmanuel, despite the fact you say Arlene's wrong, and I'm sure she's never going to let you live that down, and y'all going to continue that to the end of time. What do you want to plug more? Where can people find you?
Well, you didn't write the rest, but don't listen to me. What do I know?
I mean, to be fair, Arlene is still ahead of you in the predictions league.
I'm surprised you didn't do your gimmick of saying Emmanuel saying you're so smart and saying, well, let me tell you something, Emmanuel. I'm surprised I didn't get that once. I was waiting for it. You let me down.
It needs to be a game show night. I mean, like, that's my gimmick. This is hey,
this is a game show. We're predicting wrestling. Is it not a game show?
No,
Either way,
technically.
In a way, I guess he's not wrong. Go ahead, Emmanuel. Continue.
Anyways, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you want to be thankful for Chase U's memories.
Damn.
That the hell was a great person. Not like Andre Chase. Andre Chase gambled. He sacrificed that university. What a horrible man. Sacrificing those students' careers and future.
Yeah, man. Andre Chase is a bit of a dick, JJ. You might have to have a word with him. It cost you your beloved university.
Don't get me started, y'all.
JJ's silence is speaking volumes. Emmanuel's trying to trigger the Renegades rage. You stop that.
And Emmanuel's already been told if he wants a rant like that, it's going to cost a super chat.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, I guess he didn't really have a plug. He just had like a final comment. All right. Well, again, thank you.
He just wanted to harass me.
I mean, to be fair, whether he's harassing you or she wants everybody that you know to go heel, the Dominguez's are going to always be somebody that tries to get underneath both our skins.
I just saying at this point they know our name, Manuel or Dominguez. Just look us up. That's all you have to do. And that is they can say, "Hey, stranger, I saw you in the predictions league."
Arlene, anything to add beyond that?
I just want to say to my brother that says that I'm wrong. Like Noah said, who's winning the prediction league right now? And I don't even watch NXT as much as you do, and I'm still beating you on that one, okay? And who's asking me who wins? And then didn't you do better than me because I predicted the whole card, right? But then I ended up changing my mind. So don't come to me about me being wrong, okay? You come to
Damn.
me for advice, okay? And I helped you actually do good on NXT last time, so I don't want to hear it. If you want to
And
hear who is the superior Dominguez, like myself, because I am winning the prediction league, you can follow me on Arlene Dominguez at Facebook and Instagram, and ADM73244 on the Twitter, and I will give you my advice on who I think is going to win these pay-per-views because unlike my brother, I tend to be more right than he is. Thank you.
damn, no super chat needed for that one.
Jesus
Noah,
Christ.
Noah. I don't think any of us have anything else we need to say. How can you follow that?
No.
Right.
I got nothing to say. Follow the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams on the social medias, Instagram, YouTube.
Emmanuel, take the L, brother. Take the L.
Yeah, don't keep
for
it
real.
going, brother.
Take the L, brother.
Only thing I was going to say was at least I triggered somebody.
Oh,
Achievement, 50 gamer score. Arlene wins, fatality. Follow the Renegade Wrestling
Flawless
JJ
victory.
Williams.
And I'm playing Mortal Kombat right now.
I know, Walter. Oh my God, you all are crazy. Follow the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams on the social medias as you see there: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky, RLW JJ Williams, Cassine Studios. He's got a lot of great content coming up for the month of December, and of course, we'll be moderating the Saturday shenanigans following Thanksgiving, following Survivor Series WarGames. Oh boy, Lord help my. And again, stay tuned for more on the love of wrestling based on the scared up priorities of our passions. Again, or the appreciate everything you do, JJ. I want to give a shout out to fellow friend here of Survivor Studios, Baller Big G. Follow Big G on social media. He'll be on the NoDQ review tomorrow night. Oh God, I can't breathe. James, speak.
Hi. You can find me on the YouTube, Instagram, and X at JHuberSide95, and on Facebook at JMTManHuber. I do really cool and dumb things on the internet.
Yes, you do.
And I also have this Twitter work killing AEW part 1 and 2. I don't have part 2 because the layers have been chewed the fuck up. I can't add another one, but yeah, there's 2 parts of this one. There's episode 22 and episode 23 are part 1 and 2 series. Go check that out. And you can also check out my 1 in a Million hockey documentary of my uncles. You can go check that out. Pretty fun. And part 2 will be coming by the holiday season. It's looking like it's going to be that time. So right around the time where people are not going to be doing shit and they're probably going to be binge watching shit, that's the time you can watch it. So be on the lookout for that. But right now, run up those views on part 1.
Again,
Let me just say, though, if you're going to sit down and watch James's thing, you need to make sure you got 6 hours to spend.
Yeah,
it's long.
Yeah.
It's detailed.
Yes.
But it's fucking good. Give the man the clicks and the views.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Respect the quality of James Hebert's work. I appreciate you always, man, for your personality, your passion, and your creativity. Keep up with it. All right, Walter. Damn you.
Mamacita.
Good grief almighty.
Indeed. Sorry, Arlene. You can follow me on Twix, Walter Alex Cruz. Actually, the same name on Blue Sky now. I just did the account today. And the Instagram, walter.cruz.940. And of course, the at Rage of Wrestling YouTube channel, no spaces. Please give that a follow. And thanks for having me up here, Noah.
Yeah, always a pleasure, man. And good luck conquering that tyrant Shao Kahn in the most powerful difficulty. Oh, good God almighty. Well, folks, you wish to follow me and keep up with predictions leagues now coming up also in 2025. Know what to do. Follow me on the Twitter and on YouTube. I'm not on Blue Sky yet. Eric's going to give it to you. Adam Foster, 1916. For All Things Wrestling, shout out to AEW family social media platforms. We did a couple of impromptus this past couple of weeks. We did one, I believe, yesterday, just talking about the Continental Classic a little bit. And again, there are more super predictings to come later on this week. Super predicting, of course, for TNA Turning Point, the second to last event of the TNA League, will be this Friday, 3 p.m. Standard Time, ahead of our watch-along event, of course, for Turning Point on the same day. And the remaining super predictions for the year include NXT Deadline, Ring of Honor Final Battle, and AEW World's End. And believe it or not, folks, for this year, I think that's it. I might do Saturday night's main event. It really depends on the timing, because I think that show will be worthwhile because of the namesake, but it is not part of any predictions league. It's a freebie. So again, we'll play it by ear. And again, I'll be doing all 5 of these leagues again next year: NXT, WWE, Ring of Honor, AEW, and TNA. So if you haven't participated already, join the fun, join the conversation, join the shenanigans, join the predictions, confront these two if you will, if you choose to, and more. Because again, I do all this type of stuff and endure this madness because I am nothing more but a simple man and a lifelong fan professional wrestling. Damn it! We only wish to continue to encourage and remind you there are no winners, no losers, no betters, except for Arlene Dominguez apparently to Emmanuel, it seems. Yes, fans of opinions, this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families in and out of Thanksgiving, and just join live and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much to everybody that has tuned in once again to another wild edition of Super Predicting. And again, good luck to everybody, including Natalie. Please subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Definitely subscribe to this man YouTube channel. He deserves more love than anybody right now. I acknowledge that. And he also has, he said, I think he deserved it. And again, we'll see you all very soon later in the week. And also support him, support these two. I'm just
support him. Watch his impromptus. I watched your Continental Classic one last night. It was good.
Well, Eric's Chaos is always live for the party, but I gotta play Shadow and play Chaos Control to bring the conversation back to normal. But I appreciate that. But again, not about me. It's about wrestling. And go say, yeah, no DQ. Check out the no DQ review also tomorrow. But I think with that being said, there's not much more to say, but bid you all fine adieu and an early happy Thanksgiving too. So until next time, as far as when you'll see me on this virtual screen, it will be past the holiday on Friday. And also stay tuned for a retro watch on with me and JJ for 20.2004 on Thanksgiving. And also, I almost forgot with how much madness there was. Botch. Duh. This Wednesday, we have Thanksgiving Eve, AEW Diamond, and the start of the Continental Classic. And as JJ alluded to, we talked more about that during the impromptu. And these are the blocks this year. There is your Gold League, and there is your Blue League. So we'll see which league leaders go all the way to World's End at the end of the year soon enough. I'm looking very forward to seeing how that round robin tournament plays out. But I've rambled on enough. I figured when fantasy booked enough into 2025, where you don't need a New Year's resolution to try and figure out which way you want the world to go and how excited we are for the Survivor Series WarGames too. So thank y'all for tuning in. And I think now I'm not even going to do the British game show. In fact, I think I'm just going to bid you all a fine adieu. Until next time, as always, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. We went to war tonight and we're going to war on Saturday. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. See you next time.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Except for Andre Chase. He doesn't deserve it.
Yes, he does.
Shut up.
That's enough.
Actually, no. He's a
I can beat
bitch.
him up.
Fuck him.
I can beat him up, JJ. I'm here.
That's enough of the Chase you slander. It's dead. Let's move on from the past and build a brighter future. Damn it, better than our political system.
He killed those kids' dreams.
Shut up, Emmanuel.
He killed them dreams. Fuck shit.
Poor
Fuck
Noah. Now
Andre
what's he gonna
Chase.
do with that Chase? You sure?
Oh,
You see, Emmanuel's not invited to any future screams. You know why?
Emmanuel's not invited to the cookout.
I'm gonna ban this man before this year's end. I'm just gonna
Fuck
put
Jake
it
Paul.
out right now. Really, James? Really?
Yes.
This is what
Yes.
we're doing?
Yes. I will always
I
say that.
need to get a trademark banner for freaking me and JJ and Walter that produced this madness. What the fuck are we doing with our lives?
Actually, you know what?
No.
I'll take a KSI. Fuck Jake Paul. Fuck Logan Paul. Fuck any of the Pauls. Not literally though.
Hey Noah, are
Believe
you
in
gonna
Joe
frame?
Hendry.
Hey Noah, are you gonna frame your Chase U shirt now that they, retired?
I never bought one. I'm cheap. Remember, I'm simple.
No, remember we paid. I thought JJ paid for a shirt for you. No,
No,
wasn't that
he
one of the
did not.
goals?
He
Oh,
did not.
JJ.
He
Yeah.
told
Look,
them
Before they
not
die.
to.
The
To be
man
fair, he
has
said,
to
"Don't.
raise
I'm not
a
gonna hold you."
family, all right? The man has to raise a family, okay? And I have to take care of a house, all right?
And we are desperately out of time. We gotta go.
That's about enough said here. Thank Christ almighty, this madness is over. Oy
Bye,
vey.
everybody.
Is it though? You haven't pressed
Yes,
the button.
it is.
so,
Damn it, I'm hitting the button. I acknowledge
Hit the
that.
button.
Hang
Hit the
on,
button.
Super Shade, a Super Shade.
We're desperately out of time. We gotta go. We gotta
No
go.
super
Are
chat.
we
We're
though?
done for the
Are
night.
we?
1:05 a.m. on the Eastern Standard Coast. Go to bed, damn it. Got it. Freaking GTS like CM Punk, despite Kenta that does it better.
Yes, that's true. Well, when he's not injured.